to 60 in under 3 seconds. No brakes, no fear. The tapes are up for a new season of the British Speedway Premiership. The action gets underway with the Wolverhampton Wolves versus the Kings Lynn Stars. Monday at 7:30, live on Eurosport 2 and Discovery Plus.
To the FIM Speedway Grand-Prix Round 1 here on Discovery. This weekend at DONJI, KRALJEVEC, Croatia, we will witness the start of a new era of Speedway racing as all the best riders battle it out for the biggest crown in the sport. But before we get into tonight, we would like to share our deepest condolences with the family and friends of Nigel Pearson. Here at Discovery, we are all deeply saddened to learn of passing of one of our own, Discovery commentator, one of the greatest expert and man who was truly dedicated to sport. We send our heartful thoughts to all his family. And now I'm joined by the first guest of tonight, someone who was working with Nigel over the years, having commented on numbers of Speedway Grand Prix rounds together. Kelvin Tatum is my first guest today. Hello, Kelvin.
Good evening, Marcelina.
I know it's also for you a very difficult time right now, as together with Nigel, you were commenting, you were working for many, many years at Speedway Grand Prix, but not only you were co-commentators, you were also very close friends.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. Yeah, we became firm friends, very good friends over the years. We worked together for nearly 20 years. And there's no question that we formed a great partnership. We had a great chemistry working together. And it was a huge shock when Nigel passed away at Easter. There's no doubt about that. And I think that he was the voice of Speedway. There's no question. He was absolutely that. He was a pleasure to work with. And he'll be really sorely missed. I know I'm going to miss him like crazy, his family, of course. Kerry, the children, Liam, Jake and Sarah. It's a difficult time, but I know that he's up there looking down on us, and he will know that the show must go on. And he'll be delighted that there's a healthy crowd here and that the Grand Prix will go ahead here this evening.
But as you said, we will always remember him as the voice of Speedway. Thank you so much for sharing. We're going to hear from Kelvin later today. And now we would like to see the calendar of the FIM Speedway Grand Prix 2022. We're going to see it in just about a minute. We are now in DONJI, KRALJEVEC, Croatia. But this season we're going to go back to one of very epic Speedway Grand Prix rounds in Warsaw and in Cardiff. Of course, we're going to visit also one of the longest serving venues in the history of Speedway Grand Prix, Markéta Stadium in Prague. And this is where we start, April 30, and we are at the Millennium Stadium. Hope we are gonna join us throughout the whole season. Now, I'm joined by another excellent guest, someone who really needs no introduction in the Speedway world. Six-time world champion, FIM Speedway Grand Prix ambassador, Tony Rickardsson. Welcome, Tony.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Well, we are finally at the beginning of the season of Speedway Grand Prix. I know this atmosphere here is something you know very well. And how much excited are you about it?
Well, it's absolutely electric here, and I've been around the pits, speaking to the teams and the mechanics. The riders are really pumped, you know. Obviously, there's a little bit of a new setting for them, but it all has been received very well so far, and I think everybody want to go out there and give it 100%.
And you yourself know very well how does it taste to be victorious at the Speedway Grand Prix rounds. What do you say if we bring back some memories and let's have a look and watch one of your Grand Prix wins? Just please look at the screen. That was 2001 Speedway Grand Prix in Cardiff. What memories does it bring to you?
Well, you know, to win any Grand Prix it's great, you know, but to be so lucky that you can win at Cardiff, it's a little bit like what Formula One, what Monaco is for Formula One drivers. So obviously a fantastic crowd, you know, atmosphere was unbelievable. I even had some hair there, you know, so and of course it's super feelings. It's something you can wake up at night, think about and say, okay, at least I was winner at Cardiff.
Wonderful time, and I'm sure all Speedway fans remember that moment. And those who are new to the Speedway and tuning in for the first time, we are happy to explain you how it all works. For that, we prepared a special video explainer to show you how it all works. Let's check it out together.
As the latest season of Speedway Grand Prix gets underway, we can take a look at what makes it unique and why this is the sport you never knew you needed in your life. Firstly, the bikes. The lever you see on the handlebars is actually the clutch. A brake is not required. Quite remarkable considering they're powered by 500cc engines on pure methanol fuel with a single fixed gear. They accelerate off the start line quicker than a Formula One car and can reach speeds of over 120 kilometers per hour. Riders wear a helmet, eye protection, a Kevlar race suit over protective body armor and boots, the left of which has a steel shoe attached, as that foot spends a lot of time in contact with the track surface when cornering. They race their bikes on a dirt oval track, which aids spectacular sliding at every turn. The direction of travel is always anti-clockwise. 4 riders contest each race, which are 4 laps long. From starting tape to finish line takes roughly a minute. This sport is quick in every sense of the word. But spectators are treated to plenty of action. 16 riders compete across 20 high-intensity heats, with each racing 5 times. Only the 8 with the most points collected from those race in semi-finals, and the top 2 from each of those face off in the final to fight it out for the podium places. Between April and November there are 11 rounds of action across 8 different countries. The 16 riders will compete for points throughout. with the leader at the end crowned the Speedway World Champion for 2022.
We hope you found it useful, and now to talk about more about the details and all those changes that have been introduced to the sport over the past off-season, we have our next guest, the head of Discovery Sports Events, the boss himself, Francois Ribeiro. Hello, Francois.
Good evening, Marcelina.
It's so nice to have you here. Thank you for finding the time. Well, first of all, we are here. We are ready for this new era of Speedway. I can imagine it has been a lot of work in behind the scene. Can you tell us a little bit more about what this new era of Speedway is and what we can expect from it?
Yeah, you're right. This is the beginning of a new journey for Discovery Sport Events. We have been selected 2 years ago by the International Motorcycle Federation as a new promoter to take over from IMG. So we started our work during COVID times, and this is our first event tonight, and this is the beginning of a new era. What we have promised to FIM are 3 simple things. This is our roadmap. We want to bring the sport. It's very difficult not to fall in love with the sport. It's so spectacular, so intense. It's absolutely everything to capture more fans. So we promised FIM to bring the sport to more fans, to improve the on-event experience, to improve the entertainment part for the fans, to bring it to more fans also on TV. We got Discovery through absolutely everything we could to bring the sport to more people, enlarge its audience. And last but not least, we wanted to bring also more kids in the sport, more participants. So we took over not only the SGP level, the Speedway of Nations, the Speedway World Cup, but also the junior categories, which we rebranded SGP2, SGP3, and a new category, SGP4, which will start next year for kids below 15 years old.
I also need to ask you about one aspect, one thing that is quite sensitive here now. The major change in the lineup, we've noticed there will be no Russian this season in the Speedway Grand-Prix, and I would like to ask you what the official position of Discovery Sports Events is in this case.
Well, the official position from Discovery Sports Events is no different from FIM position. First, I want to say that when we did sign our contract, our promoter contract with FIM 2 years ago, I could never imagine that we would have to run our first season without the world champion and without the third one last year, Artem and Emil. And it really broke our heart not to have them in that season. They have done nothing wrong, but it's just a decision which we respected from FIM to exclude the Russian Federation from the FIM, or suspend the Russian Federation from the FIM family. So no events, Russian events can be held, no Russian officials can operate on FIM events, and no Russian riders can participate in any FIM events. So it was a tough situation. I think it's even more difficult for Artem and Emil. They clearly deserve to defend their title, their position. But this is what it is, and as hard as it can be, we live with it, and yet we have all the best riders in the world in Speedway to produce a show and entertain fans.
Thank you so much for sharing. That was head of Discovery Sports Events, Francois Ribeiro. Thank you so much. And as we spoke about the lineup of this year's Speedway Grand Prix, we're going to meet the riders. So the stars of tonight's show, let's have a look and check it out.
I don't look at for who is the favorite or not. Focus for the best results in GP and Polish League and Sweden League and everywhere when you go. This is my job and I must doing everything for the good season.
We have so many good riders, and yeah, Bartosz, Patrick, Ty. It's very good for all of us because I think we all pushing our skills higher and higher because we compare and everyone to win. So that's something special, and very happy to be there.
The championship's always wide open. You know, it's not a championship where somebody's going to go and win every Grand Prix all season. Like F1 with Hamilton. So yeah, that's one great thing about our sport is it's not over till it's over, and I expect to win another world title.
And we just have seen the lineup of this year's Speedway Grand Prix. Field looks pretty strong, and we are back in our studio with Tony Rickardsson again. Tony, as we can see the lineup, we have some great names here. We have some world champions, but also we have some newcomers to this series. And about newcomers, I would like to speak to you because as the Speedway Grand Prix ambassador, you're going to be very much in charge of developing the project of Speedway Grand Prix 4, so the grassroots of Speedway. Could you tell us a little bit more about it?
Well, it's a project that I take very seriously, but it's also very close to my heart, because what Speedway really needs now is to make it more accessible, especially for newcomers, and maybe also for families that doesn't have a motorsport background and find a route into the sport. So I really hope that we can build something new that will be more accessible and easier for new families and new faces to take part of this great sport.
And how do you think we can gain more interest within the youngsters to be more into the Speedway, to find more new talents, newcomers, new generation to the sport?
Yeah, well, I mean, as we are now, we're working on a project where we're going to try to develop a new youth bike, which is going to be more a level bike for all different countries to be able to race, and also will bring the cost down. So it has many positive side to it, which I think is going to be great for the sport in the coming years.
Thank you so much for this. We spoke about the lineup, we speak about the riders, but I think we should now speak a little bit about the track. And now we're going to have a look how it looks here in Donji Kraljevic at Millennium Stadium.
Croatian track is a pretty technical track. Very important is have a good start here, good gating, like nearly everywhere, but here special. Because when you really make a good start and keep a right line, nobody really can catch you. So yeah, as I said, technical track with with a very, very important thing, have a good start.
That was Martin Vaculik telling us a little bit about the track, and I know Kelvin Tatum is also ready to share his thoughts about the track here in Goričan.
Welcome to Goričan here in Croatia for the opening round of the World Speedway Championship. And we've had qualifying, and I've got the dirtometer with me, and I'm on the inside of the first corner here. And if we just dig around here a little bit, fairly firm, a little bit dry, but there's no question that they will continue to water the track prior to the start happening, but they're going to need to keep the moisture in this track because it's quite porous, the material, and it will get quite loose and dusty quite quickly. Middle of the track, actually, surprisingly, often is not the case. There's a little bit more material here, and we saw earlier on today when the boys were going for the special times that actually it did make a little bit of dirt out here, and they could well be chasing the material. Coming up the banking, now this is a change. They've actually introduced a little bit more banking in this corner, and that's really good news for the racing. Again, dirtometer in here on the outside. Look, digging up. This is going to make grip, and I think at some stages this evening we're going to see guys roaring around the outside. We're going to get a nice little shower. I did say that we're going to get some more water on the track, and sure enough we are. We're in for a spectacular event, no question about that. The opening round of the 2022 World Championship. Wow, something to look forward to.
Thank you so much for this. We're going to hear from Kelvin later on. We know a little bit more about the track now, and so do the riders who took a part in the qualifying session earlier today. At 1:00 p.m. it was Bartosz Marslik to set the best lap time of the qualifying, and he won the first pick at the starting position number selection. And we're going to hear from the top three of today's qualifying.
Yeah, but practice this is nothing before meeting, but I'm happy because the first few flaps, so no bad feeling, and yeah, I went for the evening. Yes, we'll see what the gate won before the meeting, but this is short, hard corner, very close. The first corner is, I think, so the long way to gate 3-4. And I think so inside so better, but no 100%.
I didn't realize till just before my first practice we had the pick. I've never really done that before, so I had no idea what was good, but lucky 13, that's what we went for. Yeah, we're just gonna try and do the best we can and see where we end up, but as long as I feel like I give it my best, and if I'm happy with how I've rode, you know, what'll be will be, but we'll be happy with it.
You know, for me it doesn't really matter. If you're good on a day, you can make the start for every gate, so I just pick a lucky number. Yeah, I've ridden here many times before. Not really my track, but yeah, I had a good time today, so we'll see how it goes on.
And the top three of today's qualifying, Bartosz Marslik, Dan Bewley and Anders Thomsen. And we are off to Scott Nichols, who is now in the pit area, who will tell us a little bit about the atmosphere right now, just right before the start of the first round of FIM Speedway Grand Prix.
Yeah, thanks, Marcelina. It's right now is where the atmosphere really starts to build for the rides. I'm getting adrenaline rushing now, being a former rider, knowing what these boys feel like. Over my right-hand shoulder, outside the fan zone, the fans really had a good time there. The riders were there, signing autographs, selfies. Now we've got a packed-out stadium. The riders are just going to have a parade. Now the riders are really going to start, the adrenaline's going to start to rush now, their heart rate's going to be elevated. But I really have to tell you about the new pits. They're absolutely fantastic, real state-of-the-art pits. It really is a new era to Grand Prix Speedway. You know, the mechanics will be happy too because they haven't got so much work to do, but it really is a spectacle. They've really created a fantastic scene in the pits, so you guys are going to look forward to that. But it's a really impressive stadium. The track, it's a track that I'm really looking forward to the boys stay on. You've heard the boys say it's more of a technical track, so hopefully it'll come down to a little bit more rider skill as opposed to just out-and-out speed and power. So we're going to see gate draw. Is that going to prove crucial? We saw as Marslik, he probably has to be tipped as a favourite coming in with sadly loss of the defending champion Artem Laguta. Has he chose right? Are those inside gates going to be the ones to have? We'll soon find out, but I can't wait to get racing and see what the thoughts are. Back to you, Marcelina.
Thank you so much, Scott. Well, it looks pretty amazing, really, and we are looking forward to the tapes go up for the first round of FIM Speedway Grand Prix. We are very much excited, and I'm sure so are you, so don't go anywhere because we are going soon with the first round of Speedway Grand Prix.
Zato trebamo vas ovdje da budete što jači, što glasniji, neka sve zemlje u svijetu čuju kako se naravno vodi u Međimurju i kako je ovdje popularan sport već dugi niz godina.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Croatia. We're in Godeshan in the Millennium Stadium for the opening round of the World Speedway Championship in 2022. It's a new era of Grand Prix Speedway with Discovery Sports events now at the helm for the next decade, and I'm sure we've got plenty of exciting Speedway to look forward to. We've got a healthy crowd in, no doubt about that. And there's no question we are looking forward to a spectacle. We've had qualifying earlier on, and that went smoothly with the world champion coming out on top, or the two-time world champion. Here we look at the calendar. We start tonight in Godeshan in Croatia, and moving on to Warsaw in Poland, Prague, the Czech Republic, and Tetro, Gorzów, Cardiff, of course. Cardiff back on the calendar, delighted to that, and almost certainly finishing up in Torun. But here we are in Godeshan, and we are thoroughly looking. It's a decade since we've been here. It was 2012 for the last time we visited this part of the world, and we are about very soon to meet the riders. Super looking shot from the aerial camera now, the drone camera looking down on the car park, looking down on a really, really nice setup. Alongside me is former British champion, former world number 3, Chris Louis. I must say, it's quite a spectacular stadium, isn't it?
It's a lovely stadium. It's a beautiful part of the world here in Croatia, and this stadium just outside Godeshan.
And here we see the riders being introduced, the new presentations being up, the young riders coming in Noiskora. Maki Zagar, of course, a wild card coming up, has a great record here. Dan Bewley now, coming into substitute.
Had a fantastic qualifying as well.
Oh yeah, terrific in qualifying. Jack Holder coming up there as well, another last-minute substitution for Artem Laguta.
Yeah, Patrick Dudek, a welcome return to the Grand Prix series, exciting rider.
Great to see Patrick back in the series. Mikael Mikkelsen, the two-time European champion, the reigning European champion, looking for a really big series this year, getting off to a good start.
Pavel Fuszelski, really, really exciting to watch, and he's got a lot to prove, I think, in this Grand Prix series, the young lad.
Yes, indeed. Martin Veselik will be relishing the challenge here. I fancy he could have a big night. Robert Lambert also is a rider that's really maturing now, and with the Speedway of Nations victory last year, you've got to believe he's going to be looking for a really big season.
Jason, a rider I know well, working with him at Ipswich. He's had a pretty good start to the season. He looks confident.
Max Frick, of course, a former Grand Prix winner, back in the series, and qualified through the challenge. Leon Madsen, former world number 2, looking to recapture that form from 2019.
Ty Woffenden, we know that he's a 3-times world champion, but he's looking for more.
Yeah, Freddie Lindgren now saying he's healthy, had all sorts of issues with COVID last year, really did struggle with his health, so got to believe that he's looking forward to a strong campaign.
Yeah,
Maciej Janowski there, a rider that's got to produce something special this year for sure, Chris.
He has. He's got to podium in the World Championship soon.
And the red-hot favourite, Bartosz Zmarzlik. He's there, the 2-time world champion. Who's going to beat him in 2022?
And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome our national anthem singer and sing all together. Are you ready? Please stand up.
Crazy loud, can't hear
Thank you. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome our national anthem singer and sing all together with Mr. Mirko Švenda Žiga.
Lijepa naša domovino, oj junačka, zemljo mila, stare slave djedovino, da bi vazda sretna bila, milaka nosi nam slavna, mila si nam ti jedina, mila kuda si nam ravna, mila kuda si planina, teci Dravo, Savo teci, nit ti Dunav silu gubi, sinje more svijetu reci, da svoj narod Hrvat ljubi, dok mu njive sunce grije, dok mu hraše bura vije, dok mu mrtve grobak krije, dok mu živo srce bije.
Veliki pljesak za našeg Žigu.
Well,
Hvala
super
lijepa.
rendition of the national anthem here. Terrific atmosphere in the stadium.
Večeras bismo također željeli
as
odati
people are settling down,
počast poznatom takozvanom velikom glasu
we
Speedwaya,
are looking forward to a group Super Grand Prix, but very recently we lost somebody very dear to our hearts. Got to say, it was the voice of Speedway. Nigel Pearson passed away very suddenly at the Easter weekend. We pay tribute to him now.
Hancock is holding the inside line. Hancock, one of the most popular riders in World Speedway, but he'd be even more popular if he was passed by Harris down the backside. It doesn't get any better than this. He's looking at the inside. Have we got a race winner? Yes! Oh my goodness gracious me! It does not get any better than that.
Please applause for
When I was there alongside him that night, it was an extraordinary race when Chris Harris stole that win away from Chris Harris, from Greg Hancock rather. And I must say I'm quite emotional about that because Nigel Pearson was a very dear friend of mine, and it was a shock to us all when he passed away. Not too much longer now. Riders will gently make their way back towards the pit area, and we will wait. Won't be too much longer before the riders begin to make themselves ready for the opening race in the 2022 World Championship. I would just like to say a few words about my dear friend Nigel Pearson. We had a special relationship. We had a chemistry that I think was very special, working together for 20 years. And I know I'm going to miss him like crazy. His family, of course, Kerry, Liam, Jake, Sarah. I know that they will be going. It's a tough time for all of them, but there's no doubt that he was the voice of Speedway, and I know Nigel looking down, and this one is for you. I hope we make you proud. Rest in peace, my dear friend.
Well done, Kelvin. I know how hard it is for you, mate. And we'll do this one for Nigel.
Yeah.
It's an honour to sit alongside you and help you through this one, mate.
Thank you very much, Chris. That's very kind. So here we see the lineup for tonight's Grand Prix. The starting list, Agar, of course. The wild card tonight has a good record here, winning 2 Challenge Grand Prix finals, and not too far from home, of course. There's plenty of support for Mattis Agar. Wasn't outstanding in qualifying earlier on, but I'm sure he's going to turn that around. And it's looking a competitive lineup. Bikes out for the opening race, Chris, and we're about to get on with the action. And I must say that everybody's on the edge of their seats. There's a really good crowd in and a terrific atmosphere. And that's good news. Lots of new graphics and pits, and I must say, very exciting indeed. And we've got Jason Doyle, former world champion, coming out in heat number 1 with Robert Lambert, Jack Holder and Patrick Dudek, who's also back in the big time Speedway. So a really good looking heat number 1 to start the series with.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this Grand Prix series. It's a new era for the Grand Prix series under Discovery Sports Events, and they really have gone to town. You know, I mean, the pits, the push-off area, the stadium, the podium in the middle of the circuit, everything is absolutely spot on, and it's just adding to the atmosphere. And I'm sure it's having an effect on these guys as they line up to go out into the arena now.
I think you're right, and we saw some... the track behaved itself pretty well in qualifying earlier today. In the past, this track has been quite unpredictable, but they've worked very hard with the surface, and we saw it behave pretty well. But this is when it really counts. World Championship points on the line, and these guys are really beginning to focus. There's no doubt that we will be very interesting to see how they get on. It's been a decade since we've been to this part of the world. They've run 3 Grand Prix previously, with Nicky Pedersen actually winning the Grand Prix in 2012. We have got a small delay. We won't be too far away though from the boys being pushed off, some technical issue in the pits, but I'm sure it will be resolved pretty quickly. But yeah, it's held plenty of international events in the interim 10 years as well, Chris, you know, with European Championships and Challenge. So well accustomed to running big events here.
Yeah, I think Jason Doyle's probably feeling quite lucky to be out in Heat 1 wearing the red helmet colour, Gate 1, always a good gate here. And he only qualified 10th, so to find himself being able to pick draw number 1 was quite remarkable, I think.
Yes, he was very pleased to take that. He'll get 2 inside gates, and one of them being in the very first race of the evening, the very first race of this year's championship. And it's too far away. We've got the 2-minute warning on. And riders now just beginning to make their way round. Jason Doyle, who hasn't quite been able to recapture that form that he showed in 2016 and 17. And he started the season domestically with his league clubs in Fine Fettle. This is the Australian now approaching the inside gate, and he'll be looking to get off to a really good, strong start. Here's another rider that must be very excited, a little bit nervous as well, Chris, Jack Holder coming in to replace Artem Laguta.
Yeah, big boots to fill, but he's got to come off gate 3, which traditionally and statistically here at Goshen is the worst gate. But, you know, I think things are reasonably even in the first race. I wouldn't have told that to him as he was lining up. But Patrick Dudek as well off the outside, exciting rider to watch.
So here we go for heat number 1 then, and we've got Jason Doyle on the inside in red. We've got Robert Lambert in blue going away from gate number 2. Jack Holder in the white helmet colour going from gate number 3. And on the outside, in the yellow helmet colour, we've got Patrick Dudek, and it's a long way from gate number 4. We heard from Martin Vasilik in the pre-meeting studio. He was saying that starting it really is at a premium at this track, and I've got the feeling that the inside gate just may prove to be advantageous in the early stages of the Grand Prix. Right, here we go, settling down for the opening race. The tapes are up, and away they go, and it's a fabulous start from Robert Lambert out of gate number 2, just drifting a touch wide out of the first turn. It's neck and neck down that back straight. He just about holds off Jason Doyle, who settles into second place. Englishman out in front, completes the first lap out in front. Super stuff from him. Patrick Dudek into 3rd place with Jack Holder at the back. But what a start, Chris, from Robert Lambert.
Absolutely smooth as you like off the start. Just made the bike work absolutely perfectly. Came under pressure from Jason Doyle for that first lap. Indeed, you could throw a blanket over all 4 of them for a lap, but now the race is settling down. It's all a little bit around the inside at the moment. The track will take a few races to develop.
Well, indeed, they're into the final lap. Robert Lambert not putting a foot wrong here. I said it earlier on, he really is beginning to mature as a rider, and he's pulling away out in front. His bike is hooking up. He's looking good. We're around the final corner of the opening race of the 2022 World Speedway Championship, and Robert Lambert in fine style, picks up the 3 points there. He'll be absolutely delighted to get off to such a strong start in the championship. Second place for Jason Doyle, Patrick Dudek in third place, and Jack Holder.
From the start, Robert Lambert, he dropped the clutch, he just got himself positioned very, very quickly. Surprised that actually running wide like that, he didn't get passed up the inside by Jason Doyle, but Jason's bike not quite working as well on the slick conditions as Robert Lambert, and Robert will be made up to start like that. I think Jason Doyle will be a little frustrated to have let Robert Lambert make the start on him off gate 2, because gate 1 really should be an advantage at this stage. But yeah, for a lap there, very, very close stuff.
It was indeed, but the man who has formerly won the European Championship and won the Speedway of Nations last year, of course, in fine style in Manchester. He gets off to a terrific start with the 3 points for him. Here we see the result now. Lambert picks up 3, Doyle in second place with the 2 points, Patrick Dudek on 1, and Jack Holder fails to score at the back. And it's a good start for them. Heat number 2 now, not too far away, and we've got the 2-time world champion Bartosz Zmarzlik, who topped the charts on the time charts in qualifying and did not hesitate to take the number 5 starting position in tonight's Grand Prix. There is the main man. We were talking earlier, Chris, about the fact, is there somebody in this field that can really challenge him, because he's coming into this series as the red-hot favourite?
Undoubtedly, he is the red-hot favourite, 2 times world champion, desperately looking to retain or regain that title, I should say. But, yeah, you know, there are guys in here that can beat him. Will they beat him on a consistent basis and score more points over the series? Possibly, but he's still my favourite, undoubtedly.
Indeed he is. Off the inside, Bartosz Zmarzlik in red, and blue on gate number 2 is Matej Zagar. Pavel Szapelski coming into the Grand Prix. He goes out of gate number 3. And on the outside, we've got Martin Vasilik, who will be looking to get away for a fast start. But you've got to believe, with the form he's shown in the Polish League already this season so far, he really has been in fine, fine form. Zmarzlik on the inside, tapes up. Away they go in heat number 2. And Pavel Szapelski out of gate number 3. Fabulous start from him. Sweeps round the outside of Bartosz Zmarzlik. We've got Martin Vasilik on the outside in the yellow helmet colour, running 2-way. Zagar now slipping up into third place. Szapelski out in front. But you've got to say,
Zmarzlik's working it.
Round the outside, squeezing underneath the handlebar. Superb stuff, eye-catching stuff once again from Bartosz Zmarzlik.
Szapelski left him absolutely nothing there, and he just took it. Unbelievable stuff. You can see how he works the bike, the leg coming there out of the footrest just to regain his balance as the bike pulls a little bit hard unexpectedly there. But Zmarzlik, if there's any doubt that he's come here to win this this round and this series this year, I think he's
it's a real statement of fact, isn't it? Yes, certainly, Chris. He really did mean business there, and he charges out of the last corner, and Bartosz Zmarzlik wins at a canter. And I've got to say, he's just thrown the gauntlet down to the rest of the opposition. Szapelski getting away really well, but couldn't hold on to the lead. He came under massive pressure, and Zmarzlik absolutely super duper coming through into the winning position.
Yeah, from the start. Szapelski really did a good job from gate 3. Not an easy gate to come across in these early races. And obviously putting the pressure on Zmarzlik. But Zmarzlik, he's so confident. You know, any riders at the moment may look at this track and say, I've got to ride around the inside. I've maybe got to protect the position that I have. It's 2 points in the bag for him if he does that. But oh no, that's not the way he does it. We can see here as he makes the pass.
Ooh,
has to readjust things. Szapelski makes a late bid to convince him to back the throttle off. He does it a little bit too late, not quite enough, but if it had gone any further, that would have ended in tears.
Oh, brilliant stuff from Bartosz Zmarzlik. An out-and-out racer, the opening race of his campaign, and he comes away with a really eye-catching performance. And you've got to believe that this man is going to be the man to beat. So, yeah, 3 points to Bartosz Zmarzlik. Beautiful move there. Pavel Szapelski, 2 points for him. Zagar coming through in third place. And Martin Vasilik just missing out this time, and he'll be reflecting on that. But I've got to say that I think that had everybody on the edge of their seat. So heat number 3, back up at tapes, and Leon Madsen there in the yellow helmet colour on the outside gate. He'll be looking to recapture that form that we saw in 2019 when he came so very close to actually picking up his first World Championship. On the inside, Freddie Lindgren in red. We've got Anders Thompson in blue on the gate number 2, Mikkel Mikkelsen on gate number 3 in white, and going from the outside in the yellow helmet colour is Leon Madsen. But the two-time European champion coming out of gate number 3, he would have been quite impressed with the way Szapelski came away from there, Chris. Could he repeat that? Could he do something similar?
He'll be buoyed by that, that's for sure. And he had a good qualification earlier today in 4th place. So he's coming into this race obviously happy with the bike, happy with conditions. Fredrik Lindgren off the inside, it's going to be hard to beat from there. I think he's going to try and capitalise on having gate 1.
Bit of a Scandinavian shootout here, I've got to say. There's no question about that. But here we go, settling down. Heat number 3, green lights. Oh, Anders Thompson charges through the tapes. Oh, that's desperately disappointing for Thompson, the Danish rider, who actually qualified this afternoon very well indeed. But it's you can ill afford to really give away rides, and that is a desperate start for his campaign. He's excluded there. If you're new to Speedway and you touch or break the tapes like that, then you don't have a reprieve. You are out of the race.
Yeah, and it's going to affect his night as well, because, you know, your first race, obviously everybody's nervous. There's a bit of the jitters, but at the end of the day, now he knows he's done that. He's going to have to be reserved at the start. He can't afford to take any more nibbles at it. I can see there, it's a guess, Kelvin. You know, he just impatient.
Yeah, sometimes you can actually sort of have some sympathy because the rider on the inside of him may have moved and sort of encouraged him to go early. But when you see the replay there, that Jesper Steentoft, our referee from Denmark, had no option but to just put the exclusion light on. We have less than 2 minutes before riders need to be up at tapes, and they need to be up at tapes. There is a little bit of maintenance going on the bikes. We may well see a reserve rider, and we are. Number 17 is Nick Skorja from Slovenia, will replace Anders Thompson here. We have seen him in Speedway of Nations and also World Cup, so he's not unaccustomed to international racing, but got to say that this is a huge step up for him.
Yeah, it's a massive step up. And just a quick word about Fredrik Lindgren. I had a long chat with him earlier today. He's been suffering last year, very much so with long COVID. Had a bit of lung damage. He couldn't train. He said he couldn't even do a 2K run. And every meeting, he had a whole day in bed to recover from it. So it was tough.
So on the inside in red is Freddie Lindgren. We've got gate number 2 in blue now, Nick Skorja. Gate 3 is Mikkel Mikkelsen in white, and on the outside is Leon Madsen in yellow. And the restart, second time of asking for heat number 3. And just a bit of nerve shown there by Anders Thompson. He'll be kicking himself back in the pits, won't he? He would have really desperately wanted to get away to a fine start here this evening. So riders just settling down nicely. The green light is about to come on. Here we go. Tapes up and away they go. And Mikkel Mikkelsen, once again, gate number 3, providing a terrific run to the first corner for him. Down the back straight he goes. Freddie Lindgren.
Madsen.
Oh, Madsen dives up the inside, through into second place. Strong move from the Danish rider there. Mikkelsen out in front. Freddie Lindgren trying to respond, diving up the inside as they start the second lap. But Mikkel Mikkelsen got away. Fabulous, like a house on fire out in front. Terrific stuff from him.
Yeah, qualified well. It's come. He's translated that into his first race now tonight. He's looking smooth, looking comfortable. But I have to say, Leon Madsen is working it. He's building up plenty of momentum and speed. He's got good speed in the bike, and he's fully fit now. He's had a lot of injuries, but tonight I have to say he is suffering from flu, but it doesn't seem to be affecting him too badly.
No, it's not indeed, but Mikkelsen's got this race under control. They're down the back straight for the last time. A clean pair of heels to the opposition. He's going to pick up a big 3 points in his opening gambit for this season. Madsen looking strong in second place. No doubt about that. He came through nicely when he got the better of Freddie Lindgren early doors in the race. But Mikkel Mikkelsen, sharp away from the tapes, looked good out in front. Really didn't come under too much pressure. Yeah, you've got to say Madsen may be threatened there momentarily.
Yeah, we can see from the start again, gate 3, after I said it was the worst gate statistically, seems to be working quite well so far. Freddie Lindgren there,
Soon, mate.
I did. Fredrik Lindgren, having made a reasonable start from gate 1, he just didn't know where to ride, and Madsen really made the bike work very, very well, got it hooking up down the back straight, forces his way through on the first lap, and made the gap up a little bit, but Mikkelsen was just smooth, kept it in the right place, and no way past for Leon Madsen.
Yeah, nice ride from Mikkelsen out in front. Got to say, a nice professional ride, didn't put a foot wrong. He'll be really pleased with that. That will settle his nerves down for sure. We saw some nerves, of course, with Anders Thompson charging the tape. So 3 points for Mikkelsen. Nice start for him. Leon Madsen, a strong ride for his 2 points. Freddie Lindgren back in third. And Nick Scoria just failing to score.
Magic United, just looking at him, and he's an enigma, isn't he? I mean, he's such a good rider. I can't believe in the years he's had so far that he hasn't been able to podium, at least in the championship.
Well, that is a surprise. When you told me that statistic earlier on today, I thought, wow, I can't believe it. He's a multiple Grand Prix winner. He's led the World Championship. Hugely talented rider, but...
Yeah, massive star in the league racing last year, won both in Sweden and in Poland. It just doesn't translate it in any consistency in the World Championship.
Right, we're up at tapes, and heat number 4 is about to get underway. We've got Ty Woofenden, the 3-time former world champion, going from the inside. We haven't seen a winner there from the inside yet, and it will be interesting. So Woofenden on the inside in red, Max Frick going out of gate number 2 in blue, Matsej Janowski in 3 in white. On the outside, we will see Dan Bewley, who was spectacular in the qualifying. Terrific time he put in. Didn't really understand what he was doing, I don't think, when he was interviewed, but nonetheless, he did remarkably well, and he chose to come out in this race, so it'll be interesting to see how he get on. Of course, Frick and Bewley were teammates back in the UK, but here we go, settling down for heat number 4. Now, away they go. Superstar on the inside, but it's Janowski once again. That gate number 3 is giving you a terrific run to the first turn. Frick coming through, slamming Ty Woofenden up against the fence down that back straight for the first time. Gotta say Janowski out in front, looking very impressive at the early stages. Woofenden now trying to respond up the inside. Oh, he's got that bike hooked up. Frick! And Woofenden tight down the back straight. Crikey! Breathe in, boys. Not much racing room there.
No, Max Frick bouncing it off the fence going into turn 3, but it's kept him ahead. But Ty Woofenden, oh, so close to the high side in it.
Bewley now
and now Bewley's just taking advantage of that. But meanwhile, Janowski up front, keeping it smooth, riding out in the dirt mid-track and pulling away in this one.
Yeah, Janowski's got this all tied up. He's a class apart. Bewley coming through into third place. An opportunist move there with Ty Woofenden just losing momentum momentarily. But Matsej Janowski, very impressive indeed. A big 3 points for him. Bewley coming from the back and actually threatening for second place as they complete the 4 laps. But that man out in front, brilliant ride from him. He'll be delighted with that. Really did have a lot of pace out in front. Terrific battle for second and third, and I've got to say that was probably the race of the night so far.
And once again, that terrible gate position 3 makes the first turn and wins the race, but it was a fabulous start to do that.
What did you say about that again?
Well, it's the statistics side.
Oh, I see.
It's not my...
oh, right, OK. Blame the stats.
It's not my opinion.
We're blaming the stats.
But it was so tight out there, and you can see here Ty Woofenden up. That's where Max Frick just managed to get himself back ahead of Ty Woofenden, but it was the help of the fence and the dirt that built up around the bottom of it that managed to do that. Actually, Ty has actually kicked Max Frick's bike there, and you can see Ty shaking his head. It really was an error as he dived in.
So, super stuff from Janowski, and we'll see the results. There we see it. Super ride from Janowski, 3 points for him. Max Frick in second place, 2 points. Dan Bewley, a strong ride from Bewley because he didn't get away very well. He gets the 1, and Ty Woofenden was in the thick of the action and really failed to finish. So the 4 winners so far is Lambert, Smarslik, Mikkelsen and Janowski. And a good, strong start from all of those 4 riders. Terrific stuff from them.
Let it go. Oh, how about a spark of inspiration? Oops! Let's get this thing rolling. Ta-da! Try that on for size. Yeah! Level up in Forge of Empires. Play now for free at foe.tv or download the app.
Dad's ecstatic. He saved £380 a year by bringing his family's broadband and mobile plans to Vodafone. He brought Lily's plan, Hannah's plan, Jack's plan, and Mum's plan too, so they can spend their saving on something else. Oh yeah! Save on broadband and mobile. Search Vodafone together.
We believe that working together makes anything possible. So imagine if when you did this happened. Carlsberg has partnered with WWF to plant seagrass, which can absorb carbon faster than a rainforest. Does that make our beer taste even better?
Make mealtimes magical together with Ocado's Disney-inspired meal bundles.
Morning, it's a beautiful day outside, but keep an eye on the pollen count as it
This summer, don't let an allergy put your life on hold. Press play with Prix. Live life in Prix colour.
Do you think any of us will look back in our lives and regret the things we didn't buy?
Or the places we didn't go?
We've all been there. You're shopping for new headphones, then you're off. You play that. Oh, upgrade him. Master that. Buy that. Level up, and discover your destiny. Whatever you buy online, how you pay matters. Visa, a network helping protect your payments online.
And an interesting looking line of W's for Heat 5. Kelvin, Dan Bewley, Jason Doyle, Bartosz Marslik, Mikkel Mikkelsen, who's been looking pretty quick.
Yeah, really mouth-watering race for heat number 5, certainly. Bewley, who was fast, Doyle, who picked up 2 points, and we've got Bartosz Marslik, who was a fine winner in heat earlier on, and Mikkel Mikkelsen, again, another winner. We are going to be able to get some more reaction now with Scott Nichols, and he is joining Mikkel Mikkelsen now.
Hi, I'm now down in the pits of Leon Madsen. Leon had a good first ride. You're not feeling under the weather, but a good opening ride.
Yeah, solid 2 points in my opening race. That's all right, you know. Like I said before, I've been sick all week with the flu and fever, so just been laying in the bed, you know, try to recover as best as possible, and yeah, we're gonna do our best, but it's obviously not the best preparation you can have for the first GP of the year.
No, how frustrating must that be? Like you said, all winter you build up for this. It's a big anticipated event, and you've had, to be fair, the last couple of seasons been torrid with injuries, knee problems last year. Do you feel fit otherwise?
Before I got the flu, I felt fit, you know, but it really knocked me down in the canvas. So, yeah, it's just one of those things, you know. I keep having those unlocks all the time, but hopefully at some point it will turn to my advantage, you know. So, yeah, but overall in the winter time, you know, I've been building up the shape, you know. I've been feeling good, you know. I didn't have any injuries to deal with, and
came into the season in a very good shape. My league's performance have been pretty good as well, so I felt ready, you know. But then, unfortunately, this flu hit me. But if we can get away from this meeting today with some decent points, I'll be happy with that.
Well, let's hope it doesn't hold you back, and all the best for the rest of the night. Good luck.
Yeah, good to hear from Leon. That wasn't Mikkel Mikkelsen, that was Leon Madsen. So good to hear from him. Shame that he's got the flu, but he had a good ride there with 2 points in his opening gambit. And you can never rule Leon out, you know. He can surprise you, can't he? He can find grip and speed.
He can generate a lot of speed from nowhere, and he can come at you from the inside when the track's slick, and you just wouldn't expect it. He's very unlucky, and he downplays his fitness as well, because I know he still has a lot of pain from a back problem that he's got. He still takes painkillers quite regularly for that. So, yeah, he's had his knee injuries. He's had a shoulder injury much earlier in his career, and now he starts the series with flu. So he doesn't have a lot of luck, does he?
No, he doesn't, but he'll battle on. He'll show character. This man's got plenty of character and has had plenty of injuries as well. Jason Doyle had a strong looking ride in his first race. Phil Morris, the race director there, just keeping an eye on track preparation. Just a bit of water going down. Won't be too much longer before we get back on with the action, and heat number 5 will be underway. Bartosz Marslik, super ride from him in his opening ride, no question about that. Mikkel Mikkelsen, that's him there in the yellow helmet colour. Impressive opening ride from him as well, picking up the 3 points. But heat number 5, Chris, is, as you rightly said, it's a good-looking heat, really is.
It is a good-looking heat, and Bartosz Marslik coming off gate 3, which, as we know, has been working this evening, and fantastic opening ride from him, though. You know, obviously topped qualifying charts with a great time first time out, and a fantastic race. You know, to be able to do what he did, go round a rider in that opening heat.
Yeah, he got the better of Szapelski, who really wasn't making it easy for him, but there was no stopping him, there was no holding him back, that's for sure. Bartosz Marslik, and he's coming out of gate number 3, which has been the red-hot gate in the first round of first block of races. And we see riders now. So Mikkel Mikkelsen, who was really impressive as well. So we've got a couple of race winners here, and it'll be interesting to see how they get on. Jason Doyle in the blue helmet colour this time, coming out of gate number 2, and he will be hoping that he can replicate something that Robert Lambert did early on by winning heat number 1 and getting the better of Jason that time. But you've got to say the favourite once again, and we're going to say this plenty of times this year, I'm sure, is Bartosz Marslik. If you can get the better of Bartosz Marslik, then I think you're doing your job pretty well.
It's always tough when you come out straight after a big track grade with lots of water going down. You're never quite sure what to do, particularly from the inside gates. You don't know if the outside's going to work good enough.
Got the line-up heat number 5, Dan Bewley in red on the inside. Jason Doyle in gate number 2 in blue. Gate number 3 in white is Bartosz Marslik. And Mikkel Mikkelsen on the outside in the yellow helmet colour. Not too long now. Riders just doing a bit of gardening, digging around, trying to find a good spot to start from. Track is a little bit loose. We will see some ruts develop on the start line, that's for sure. Got to say, Dan Bewley's working overtime on the inside, Chris.
Yeah, well, we've just had a track grade, and of course the grading fills up all of the ruts. So, you know, as the block goes on, the ruts will appear, and it's much easier. But you come out straight after a track grade, you've got to spend a bit of time to work out exactly where you want to start. Make sure that the rut you pick is not too deep, doesn't have any loose material in. If you want the material in it, you've got to pack it down hard, as we can see the guys doing there. So, yeah, it's an art.
Does look, yes, it is, yes. And there's certainly, it looks like there's a bit more moisture on the outside of the track rather than the inside, so we'll keep an eye on that.
It's been in the shade all afternoon, so when they were doing the track preparation, the outside half of the track didn't dry out.
Right, here we go. Settling down for heat number 5. Green light is now on, and away we go. Got to say, Bewley's made a really good fist of it off the inside. Terrific move from him, but Doyle, what a move from Jason Doyle in the first corner. He really did switch to the inside brilliantly, split second, thinking there, really had his brain engaged. Here comes Bewley trying to get the better of the Australian, tight as they go into the first turn. Smarslik now battling away there. He's desperately trying to get the better of Dan Bewley. He comes through into 3rd place with Mikkel Mikkelsen. Both the heat winners are now in 3rd and 4th. Doyle out in front.
Yeah,
really now beginning to push on, Chris.
Yeah, Smarslik just trying to drill a hole through Dan Bewley as they came into turn 3 on the second lap. But Dan seems to have settled down. But Jason Doyle out front, really smart first turn. Made a terrible start. The clutch just seemed to bite a little bit too hard for him. He went up in the air, but Smarslik is still working away. He's not going to give in as they come in here.
Here we go, one more corner to go. Doyle's got this one all wrapped up. Terrific ride from the Australian. But out of the last corner, Bewley hangs on. That's a good ride from Dan Bewley to hang on for second place. Immense pressure from Bartosz Smarslik back in third, and a shock result for Mikkel Mikkelsen. A winner first time out, failing to score in his second ride. But for Jason Doyle, moving on to 5 points from 2 rides. Terrific stuff from him.
Yeah, Jason Doyle there, you can see off gate 2, the bike doesn't go forward, it just goes up in the air. Smarslik there, you can see his feet out, balancing the bike, but it is Dan Bewley in red that just gets the bike to the corner. And you can see he's made the decision. He can't afford to drift too far wide, but he knew he'd got Smarslik there running in with him. And that's when Jason Doyle makes a perfect cut up the inside. Jason, in some respects, was kind of lucky to have made as bad a start as he did, because it gave him so much time to think about the cutback.
Well, effectively, he only had one choice, didn't he? He only had one to make that move, and it just paid massive dividends. So, yeah.
It all opened up in front of him, and he made the perfect decision.
It did. Now we're coming towards the latter stages, and you've got Bartosz Smarslik chasing you down. Crikey, you've got to have some mental strength to hold him off, and I've got to say, Bewley did a great job to do that. Doyle picks up the 3 points, moving on to 5. Dan Bewley, that's 3 for him. And you've got to say that we're moving swiftly on. Mikkel Mikkelsen failing to score, and the 2-time world champion, just a solitary point for him. And we're up to heat number 6 already. So, heat number 6 then, and they're up at tapes, and we're rattling through this. On the inside is Max Frick in red, Freddie Lindgren in blue on gate 2, Robert Lambert, a winner first time out in white off gate number 3, and Pavel Szapelski off the outside, who finished second in his opening ride and made Bartosz Smarslik work to get the better of him. So,
great ride from Robert in his first one from gate 2.
Sure.
To get the better of Jason Doyle, and he's got gate 3 ordinarily. May have been concerned about that, but shouldn't be tonight.
No, not tonight, that's for sure. Frick just doing a little bit of extra work on the inside, just getting himself ready. Freddie Lindgren looking to respond there, maybe a few tweaks. They don't panic in their camp. Experienced campaigner, of course. He was one of the riders that rode here back in 2012, the last time the Grand Prix was here. The green light is about to come on, it's on now, they settle down. Oh, bit of movement from Lambert. Will there be a red light? No, there isn't.
No.
Steentoff, the referee, allows it to go on. Oh, Lambert up the inside, clouts the side of Freddie Lindgren. They all stay up, don't know how. Really was a moment there for Robert Lambert. I thought he might just get himself in all sorts of mischief, but he's riding strongly in second place. So get up the inside. What a move from Lambert.
Yeah, Robert was asking the bike for a little bit more traction. He was working the throttle, working his body weight, and it caught him out. And he clattered into the side of Freddie Lindgren, who is not giving up. He's entering the corner a little bit wider, looking for the cutback. Seems to be the move to make so far tonight, but Robert really on top of his game at the moment.
Super ride from Robert Lambert. It was a bit harum scarum, you've got to say. It was very close between the two front. Freddie Lindgren, as you know, he's a gritty performer. He's not thrown the towel in at all, but that inside line for Lambert round the first 2 corners is working a treat. One more corner to go. Lindgren trying a big swoop around the outside, but Lambert goes back to back. Unbeaten after 2 rides. Terrific start for the Englishman so far this evening. Got to say, that was a very good effort for Robert Lambert there. Freddie Lindgren didn't throw the towel in there. He did battle awfully hard.
Yeah, Robert just had a nibble there at the start, and as you said, is it going to be pulled back? It wasn't, and he has to work hard here now. You can just see he's working the throttle. The bike catches him out. Does fantastically well to stay on it, and Freddie Lindgren must have wondered what was going on.
He did.
But yeah, after that nibble, then he just grabs a handful of clutch. You know, it was just a poor start. He tried to anticipate it a little bit, but he did all the right things. But that is a moment. It is a serious moment.
Like, so easily could have been a massive high side down the straight.
It could have been a high side. It could have been a footrest into a wheel there. There was so much that could have gone horribly wrong, but he managed to stay on it. Fair play, full credit to him. and then did everything right just to keep the charge of Frederick Lingen behind him after that.
Schapelski getting the better of Max Frick early on in the race, but this was the real move that clinched the win there for Robert Lambert.
Yeah, fantastic stuff. He knew what he had to do. The cutback seems to be working very, very well tonight.
Robert Lambert has got it front wheel right over the line. Does that
we're a little bit close. No, it stays on the track.
Just about gets away with that. Terrific effort.
Couldn't have been any closer.
6 points out of 6.
Have to explain at this point that if a rider puts both of his wheels over the white line on the inside, he will be disqualified from the race.
That's right, and good stuff. So the result is, as we see, that another 3 points for Robert Lambert. Terrific effort from him. And back in second place was Freddie Lingren. We are waiting for the result, but we may get that, we may not, but Max Frick just missing out that time. And Pavel Schapelski in third place. I just saw Phil Morris there having a word with, here we see the result, yeah. Max Frick was at the back, Schapelski picks up the solitary point. Lingren in second, and Robert Lambert with a very, very impressive win out in front.
Fantastic stuff. We'll see them lining up now for heat number 7. Anders Thompson on the inside here. He's already been through the tapes and excluded in his first race, so he'll have that in the back of his mind.
Yeah, not ideal. He'll go from the inside gate, and he needs to be just a little bit more patient. He settles down inside gate, red helmet colour for Anders Thompson. Ty Woofenden in blue, gate 2. Matty Zagar, gate 3 in white, and Jack Holder in yellow on the outside gate. Jack will be looking for a big start from there. Zagar, don't count him out. He's the wild card, trying to make a statement in front of the organisers, the new organisers. He wants to get back in the Grand Prix, hungry for more action. Anders Thompson, of course, will be nervous. He hasn't got any experience, hasn't done a lap so far this evening. He'll want to try and get away cleanly this time and get amongst the points. And Woofenden, a disappointing opening race to Chris. He wants to get it, really does need to get his nose in front this time.
Chasing it now.
Here we go, settling down, the green lights on, the tapes are up, and Woofenden makes a really good jump out of gate number 2. Zagar's there alongside him. Woofenden hugging the inside, bike powers off the first corner, down the back straight. Zagar!
Oh, Zagar's coming through.
Big move from Zagar, ruthless move from Zagar up this side. Woofenden now responding. Woofenden back up the inside, terrific speedway. Zagar now again, back then up to back straight. Woofenden just about hanging on out in front. Super lap of speedway.
Great stuff from Ty Woofenden. He had to turn the bike so early. He had to run across the curve as they came into turn 1 on the second lap here, but he's got himself in front. Seems to have settled down. He can ride the track exactly where he wants now. He can make the bike work a little bit better for him. But Zagar, he came through like a steam train, didn't he?
He did indeed. Really did bore a hole in the side of Ty Woofenden as they entered the third corner. Woofenden now settling down. This is more like it from the former champion out in front. Looking good round that last corner. And he's going to pick up a very valuable 3 points, showing some real character there. Disappointing opening ride, failing to score. But Woofenden bouncing back in fine style. Came under pressure early on. Kept his composure and was able to come through in flying colours in the end. Zagar putting lots of pressure on him early on, but here we see it again.
Yeah, the action from the start. We can see Ty Woofenden makes a very good start, stays on the inside. He's seen already that Robert Lambert made some great traction, but Matty Zagar, he just takes the
shame we don't
takes
see
the
that.
cutback up the inside now, coming into turn 3.
Brilliant.
Yeah, we do. And he straightens Ty up, sits him right up. Ty wasn't expecting that at all. He took no prisoners there, Matty Zagar, as he steams through the inside. You can see he's got the bike working. He's generated more speed than Ty, and just moves him out of the way.
That was tight. Was that a bit rude? Was that a little bit rude?
Rude? No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I'm sure he rang his bell as he was coming through. Ding, ding, out of the way. But no, it was fantastic stuff and some more great racing.
Yeah, proper Grand Prix speedway.
This is where Ty had to turn really early across the concrete, and I thought he'd gone too far. I thought there's no way back from that. No. But he just keeps the bike going.
Yeah, he just about saved it and was able to get his nose back in front and picked up a valuable win after failing to score first time out. Respect between the two riders. Woofenden, that's more like it. He'll be pleased with that to get his first points of the night. 3 points for him. Zagar in second place, riding strongly. Anders Thompson, the first point for him after an exclusion first time out. And Jack Holder, unfortunately for him, fails to score for the second time this evening. So Jack with work to do. We're up at tapes now. Heat number 8. And the second outing for all these 4. This is the last race in the second block. We've got Patrick Dudek in red going from gate number 1. Martin Vasilik, gate 2 in blue. Leon Madsen in white in gate number 3. And we've got Maciej Janowski, who was hugely impressive in his first ride.
So impressive in his first ride.
Going from the outside in the yellow helmet colour. Leon Madsen with Flew in gate number 3. Can he get the better of Janowski? But I don't know. I think if Janowski gets his nose in front here, Chris, he could be a very hard man to beat.
If he can get his handlebars just over the top of Leon Madsen, then I think he's got it made. But we know how Leon will push him. He'll push him hard. He'll push him all the way. It's going to be a race to the dirt line that's developed now.
Indeed it is. Green lights on, the tapes are up, and Martin Vasilik makes a good start out of gate number 2. He hits that first corner, holds the inside. Here comes Maciej Janowski through the pack. Brilliant move from the Polish rider. Now he dives deep in the bottom corner. Out the outside, Martin Vasilik in front. Janowski down the outside. Martin Vasilik slams the door shot. Madsen up the inside. Janowski round the outside. Here he comes. What a bit of magic from Maciej Janowski. Fabulous opening lap of Speedway from the Polish boy.
Janowski's so fast in both of his races so far, and he's just stretching it now. Leon Madsen now up the inside. Great ride from him, but Janowski looking so impressive in his opening 2 rides. And once again, he's got Greg Hancock back in his corner helping him today, and seems to be working for him.
Indeed it is. Janowski absolutely superb in the first half of this race. Now he's kicking on down the back straight for the last time. Madsen back in second place, but he has no answer for magic. Maciej Janowski back-to-back joins Lambert on 6 points. Terrific ride of the night. I mean, crikey, he was just like a knife through butter as he came through that first turn. Brilliant stuff from Maciej Janowski. I would go as far as to say that was a proper bit of speedway there from Maciej Janowski.
Yeah, we're seeing from the start again now, and fairly even break actually. Martin Vasilik hits the front to begin with, but Maciej Janowski, he's thinking so quick. He seems so well prepared today. Just watching him, how he's riding the bike, how he's reacting, and he's doing everything right, and he seems to have a lot of mechanical speed. That's not taking anything away from the way he's riding it. And Vasilik there just putting a little bit more grip than he thought perhaps, but he shuts the door, slams the jaw in front of Janowski. But
Look at that! Where did he get that from?
So much speed generated around the outside of it. You can see again, there's just no room there, no room at all. Vasilik even has to wait before he turns the bike. He has to put the old foot out there, get off the gas, and Janowski says, no, I'm coming through.
Top draw speedway there from Maciej Janowski. Terrific stuff from him. Really, once again, showing great speed. And that wonderful style he's got, and he really has started extremely well this evening. We do hope that he can keep it going. When he rides like that, you know, there really is breathtaking stuff from the Polish man. So Janowski, like Robert Lambert, he will top the table on 6 points, unbeaten after 2. And we haven't quite seen the result just yet, but I'm sure we will. But got to say that Janowski, certainly the rider of the night, along with Robert Lambert. Lambert's move on the inside also was very, very good indeed.
Yeah, the standout riders at the moment, Janowski and Robert Lambert, both looking fast.
So here we now see the results. We've got 3 points for Maciej Janowski. Leon Madsen picked up the 2. Martin Vasilik on just the solitary points. And Patrick Dudek, he'll be disappointed to miss out this time. We see the standings, 2 boys on 6 points there with Janowski and Lambert. Jason Dorr moving nicely along on 5. Smarslik on 4. Leon Madsen there on 4 as well. But some really good speedway we're witnessing now, that's for sure.
Let it go.
This was a real test, pushing EE full fiber to the limit.
Hi, this is Cambridge Airport over your EE router. Video feeds, the data feeds, all of this is real time.
Step 1 Alpha, Suburbia up, so you're on frequency.
Step 1 Alpha, maintaining 3,000 feet, heading 050 degrees.
Runway 23 available for landing.
Completed Step 1 Alpha.
Somebody wants to say hello.
Congratulations, everybody. Well done.
I can't believe we just landed a plane.
This is broadband that can handle anything. This is full fiber from EE.
At Lloyds Bank, we will always be by your side.
Every day.
Save £350 on the Gainsborough and get it delivered fast. The bank holiday sale at
Started with a £3.95 trial set at harrys.com.
Mummy, can I tell you another story? Wait. Listen, Mummy, listen.
Panadol Extra Advance. More powerful pain relief than standard paracetamol tablets.
You get up every morning and your car is still the same. It ain't the one you want, so it's time to make a change. Choose the one you're feeling with thousands choice galore. Go ahead, place your order, it's delivered to your door. Or hit up our trusted dealers and we can talk it through. Cause if you buy with Hey Car, the choice is up to you.
Whether you're buying online or through our trusted dealers, feel good your way with Hey Car.
Visit uswitch.com to see if you could save £162 on your broadband. That put a spring in his step. It's probably time you switch.
So, work going on in the pit bays. This is Max Frick's pit bay, and you can see they're just trying to clean that bike up after a tough second outing for the Australian. And we've got cameras in all the pit bays, so we can really get in and see exactly what's going on. Plenty of entertainment for the fans to witness and observe. It's a good turnout, terrific crowd here, great atmosphere. The weather's been beautiful all day long. Really has been a gorgeous place. It's early summer, it feels like. Just cool off a little bit in the evenings. You'll need a jumper or a jacket, but certainly ideal racing conditions.
Yeah, it's been a great day with the qualification earlier. The fans taking full advantage of the fan zone just behind the stadium. Plenty of music and fun going on. Yeah. And as they prepare for Heat 9, let's have a quick word about Maciej Janowski. Back-to-back rides for him. Fantastic start. And he's made his 6 points from the outside gates, which you would have to say that's probably unexpected before we got into this meeting.
Yeah, it was. And certainly the way that they chose the draw, they all went for the inside. They all thought that the inside gates would be the favourable ones, but so far that hasn't proven to be the case. We are going to get some more reaction from the pits with Scott. I do believe we're going to be able to hear from Ty Woofenden very shortly. Plenty of support from Poland there. And we will be going down very shortly. Yes, we are going to be able to hear from Scott Nichols. He's with Ty Woofenden now.
Yeah, with Ty now. Ty, it was a tough first race, a bit of a ding-dong, caught in traffic. You just tell us a little bit about what happened there.
Yeah, nothing much. Max just came in and parked it a little bit, and yeah, I got my foot off and went to give him a kick because I didn't want to crash into him, and just clipped him on the back wheel. So just clipped his back wheel. So all good. Is what it is. We got a win in the last one, so feel like we're getting a little bit closer with the setup. Yeah, keep working.
So you got your ninja skills out. Did you make any changes prior to that second race?
Yeah, just made it a little bit softer. It's pretty slick out there, so a lot of the boys have a lot of wheel spin. You can see when they're going down the straights and they're kind of half sideways. So yeah, just trying to get the thing to hook up, mate.
Well, see if we get it hooked up. Looks like the boy is having a little fiddle right now, so good luck for the rest of the night, and thanks a lot.
Yeah, good to hear from Ty. That was a great way to bounce back after a hectic opening gambit where he just failed to score.
Calvin, I've got to ask, have you ever kicked anybody out of the way?
I have, but not on a speedway track. It's not something you see very often, but quite clearly Ty felt that was the required action to take, but fortunately it didn't end in tears. We've got not too much longer to wait now before heat number 9 is underway. The water car is just about to exit the far end of the stadium. Great shot looking down.
Impressed with the track and the way it's ridden so far this evening. We have been here in the earlier days, so it was quite some time ago, but and the track used to break up, but it's certainly holding together very well this evening.
Yeah, that's a credit to the Pavlich family. They've relayed this track. They're using slightly different material, and it's behaving itself so far impeccably. We've got a very good-looking race here. We've got Maciej Janowski up against Jason Doyle, both winners last time out. They're on 6 and 5 points, respectively, so looking good so far. Pavel Szapelski holding his own.
Yeah, took it to Smarslik in his first one.
He did indeed, and he's amongst the points in both of his outings so far, so he'll be pleased with that. Anders Thompson on the outside. I've got to say, he's had a tough Grand Prix so far. It's been a difficult evening for the Danish boys so far, but can he turn it around here? He is up against it because he's got gate number 4, and with the quality of the riders on the inside of him, it's going to have to be something pretty special for Anders to really try and hit the front, but we know he's a real hard charger. Settling around, once again, plenty of gardening and digging going on after a freshly prepared track. Those ruts, as you were saying, Chris, they get filled in, don't they? And a lot of the boys like to clear that loose material away. So on the inside is Pavel Szapelski in red, Maciej Janowski in blue and gate number 2. Jason Doyle coming out of gate number 3 in white. And Anders Thompson on the outside in the yellow helmet colour.
Jason Doyle's had a solid start to the evening, 5 points from his 2 rides.
Yeah, it's good, that.
Yeah, very good. He's got the fastest man so far this evening on the inside of him, Maciej Janowski. They have to clamp him down if he can. I don't think there's an option to go out wide and look for the dirt after the freshly graded track right now.
No, I would suggest with them pulling the dirt back, they may well be hunting the inside on that first corner. And Jason Doyle is on the favoured gate number 3 this evening,
Kelvin,
Chris. What was it say? What did you say about gate number 3? I can't quite remember. Remind me. Remind the punters at home.
On this particular night, it's the favoured gate 3.
Here we go. Boys settling down for heat number 9 then. All eyes on the green light. It's on now. Oh!
Jason Doyle.
Well, that is desperately disappointing for the Australian. I don't know if Anders Thompson moved on the outside of him. That may have encouraged him to go, but Jason's going to be very, very upset. Here we see it again, and he's looking across. Oh no!
Yeah, it's just an anticipation. So easy to do.
Oh, such a shame when he's had such a good start.
Yeah.
To the Grand Prix, 5 points from 2 rides, really looking good on the bike, but that is a setback. But he's been there before, Chris. You know, he's going to have to just take a few deep breaths, and in his remaining 2 rides, he's going to have to. At least he's had a solid start.
He's had a solid start, so he's given himself a chance. You know, you do something like that after you've scored 1 or 2 points from your first 2 rides, and of course it's a different matter altogether. But no, he's still in with a shout.
Yeah. Disappointment for Jason Doyle. There we see it, and. He won't be taking part in this, and he's got to wait patiently now for heat number 13. Frustration for the Australian. He'll go from gate number 4 and heat number 13. We wait now for Denis Fasakis from Hungary, the youngster, coming out. And we saw Nick Skorja earlier on, and Denis will be coming out, a youngster. I mean, this is a massive moment for young Denis Fasakis, isn't it? Because
biggest race of his life.
Absolutely, absolutely. Here he is, number 18, making his way round to the start. Got to say that Maciej Janowski won't be sorry to see the back of Jason Doyle, will he? Because there's no question that could have been quite a tussle between those 2 boys.
And it's opened up the first turn for him, gives him a little bit more time to think about what he's got to do. But I think he'll be more concerned about the rider on the inside of him, Szapelski. because he's a tough cookie. I don't think there'll be any love lost between those two in the first turn. So I think he will want to get over the top of him and get it down on the curb.
Absolutely right. Riders back up at tapes for the second time of asking for heat number 9. And we've had a couple of restarts. Inside gate for Pavel Shapelski. Gate number 2, blue, Matvej Janowski. Then we got Denis Fazakas coming out of gate number 3 in white. And on the outside, we've got Anders Thompson, who will also be looking to try and produce something here. Pavel Shapelski actually just having some sort of issue with his bike here.
Oh, yeah.
There's a paint... Oh,
that's a steel shoe issue, I think.
Yeah, that is panic stations. There's only 17 seconds left, and he's not under power. The bike has stopped.
I'm not sure he's going to make it.
I think he's in great danger.
If he can get it started quick, he will, but he's got 8 seconds.
Well,
this is going to be tough for him.
This could be disastrous. This could be absolutely disastrous.
Oh, no, it's not going to do it.
Oh, I think he has. I think the referee might just allow him to start. No exclusion lights on. No. That's desperate. Oh.
The thing is, Kelvin,
desperate.
When you've got a clock there, you've got to be absolutely to the second, because otherwise, where do you draw the line?
Yeah, you're right, Chris, but God, you've got to feel we're down to 3 now. And we're going to have another reserve rider. No, we're going to have to wait for another reserve rider. Phil Morris at the pit gate, saying that we need to replace the excluded Pavel Shapelski. You've got to feel for Shapelski. An overlook, a bit of a schoolboy error there, just leaving his steel shoe loose. He had to do the strap up, obviously late.
To be honest, on a track like this, I think I'd have taken the risk and thrown it away.
Yeah. Difficult call. There's going to be a lot of frustration in that camp. Oh, you've got to feel for him.
He must be thinking it's his lucky evening this evening.
Yeah. All of a sudden, we've got now Nick Skorja making his way round. So we've got 2 of the reserves coming out in heat number 9. I can't remember seeing that too often. Actually, a rider actually having a panic of doing his steel shoe up at the start line. As you rightly say, both of us, I'm sure, have raced without steel shoes.
Yeah, and it's the sort of track that not ideal, but you can get away with it.
Okay, all right. But I wonder if you go over and tell Pavel Shapelski that. I think you may need to wait just a couple of moments before you suggest that.
And maybe he'll make a different decision next time.
There you go. Anyway, settling down, 3rd time of asking. Here we go. Matvej Janowski, the clear favourite, you've got to believe, coming out of the gate number 2 in the blue helmet colour. Takes up and away they go. And Janowski makes a super start from that gate number 2. Hits that first turn. And you've got to believe from there he's going to look very strong. But Anders Thompson coming on strong. He's got some speed generated from the outside. Really looking threatening there. Around the outside, Janowski under massive pressure. Anders Thompson once again running wide. Janowski runs wide. Thompson's up the inside. Whoa, it's tight. Really tight.
The entry to that corner has been tight so many times tonight, but I think Janowski now realises he's got to chase the dirt. It's still the fastest way round, but Thompson is able to generate speed when he's
Bike's
got that
hooking up.
When it's in a straight line, Kelvin, it really is going forward.
Really going good. Thompson really beginning to pile the pressure on Janowski. Has been so impressive. Janowski having to work much harder than possibly he thought he was going to have to. Absolutely. With 2 exclusions before the tapes even went up. But the final corner, Janowski looking like he's going to remain unbeaten, with probably a sigh of relief there as he went over the line to move on to 9 points. He's into the semi-finals already after 3 outings. Terrific stuff for Matvej Janowski. Give a lot of credit to Anders Thompson there. That was a strong ride in 2nd place from Anders Thompson. And he made Matvej Janowski work really hard on that. And you've got to say that's encouraging from Thompson, who had a desperate start with a tapes exclusion in his opening ride. Good Speedway race again.
Great Speedway race, with both the reserves having to come out. But these 2 up front, can see it looks like it's going to be Janowski all the way. Armchair Speedway for him at this point. But Anders Thompson was just making the bike work. He had plenty of speed. And I've got to say there, bike again, catching him out. Maybe just a little rut down there. We've seen a few riders do that. But at this point, I honestly think he's going to get up the inside of him. But Janowski riding so determined. He is not going to give up points easily here tonight. He's feeling very confident. And actually Anders Thompson, he's got himself in front there.
How tight was that? That really was close indeed. certainly looking very strong. And Matsej Janowski having to work overtime there to get the better of Anders Thompson, who really did.
He looks shocked there.
Throw
he really
does. I don't think he was
does.
3 points for Janowski. Strong ride from him. Anders Thompson very impressive in second place this time. Nick Skorja in third, and Dennis Fasakas out the back with a big experience for the young Hungarian. His biggest moment in Speedway, I would suggest, so far. We're up at tapes, heat number 10. Not too much time to waste here, and a winner last time out, Ty Woofenden going from gate number 3, and I tell you what, this is some lineup here. Leon Madsen on the inside in red, Bartosz Smarslik in gate number 2 in blue, gate 3 in white is Ty Woofenden, and on the outside with a warning, Robert Lambert, of course, when he twitched on the start, you do get a warning. If he does that again, he moves at the start, he will be excluded.
That's what we saw Phil Morris, race director, telling him after that race.
Absolutely right, Chris, and that stays with him throughout the evening, so he will have to behave himself on the start. But Chris, this is a super lineup.
Mouth-watering race this in Prospect. What can Robert Lambert do from the outside in this one? Riding very, very well.
Well, he's made some terrific moves on the inside on that first corner. If he can replicate something like that, who knows, he might well be able to get his nose in front. He's on 6 points.
3 half-decent riders on the inside of him.
There are indeed. Here we are, green lights on. Takes her up and away they go. Leon Madsen's made a good start on the inside. They fire into the first corner, but Lambert! Brilliant move from Lambert! Dives on the inside, Madsen now responds as they roar into turns 3 and 4 on the opening lap. Madsen out wide, Woofenden up the inside. Bartosz Smarslik also now beginning to move around the outside. Lambert settling in second place. Super ride from Madsen, really fast out in front. Bartosz Smarslik now having to hassle his bike, coming through into third place, but Leon Madsen, brilliant stuff on the opening lap.
Cracking stuff, and Leon Madsen, once he gets some fresh air, there's no stopping him. He can be exceedingly quick, just catching the edge of the...
Oh, here comes Bartosz Smarslik.
Oh, he's going to drill a hole.
Indeed he
is.
He's
got the run here. He's sitting on the back of the seat as he enters the corner. Of course he's going to go past
back.
him.
Oh, what a move from Robert Lambert.
There he comes again.
Oh, Speedway, fabulous Speedway here in heat number 10. Super ride from Leon Madsen. Bartosz Smarslik just about hanging on for second place. What a fight for second and third that was. It's got people on their feet. Really fabulous action. Leon Madsen, very, very impressive in the early part of the race to get himself to the front. But all the fireworks were going on behind him. What a battle for second place. And Bartosz Smarslik coming through.
That's what makes him a champion. Just from the start here, Leon Madsen looks like he's made a pretty good start, but then Bartosz Smarslik on the outside, and what a first turn from Robert Lambert coming from gate 4 again. Not making a good start, gives him plenty of time to think about what he's going to do, and he makes exactly the right move at the right time. But it all goes on after that. Leon Madsen just gets his wheels in line, and we know he's always got plenty of straight line speed, doesn't weigh too much, and he makes a determined move up the inside, but it's all going on behind him. And Bartosz Smarslik just works it for 4 laps entirely, does not give in, and that can make the difference. That's what can give you the gold medal at the end of the season. Each point he will take.
Yeah, he had to work very hard indeed, and we see them swapping places here for fun. Every corner, second and third, swapping Madsen away.
So much speed.
Oh, this is once again. But you're absolutely right, Chris. This guy just never knows when he's beat, does he? And every point, Ty Woofenden, that's a shot from Woofenden. Second 0 of the night.
Even when he's trying to break the bike and turn.
Madsen picks up the 3 points, Bartosz Smarslik 2, Robert Lambert 1, and Ty Woofenden just missing out. And Ty, well, he'll be disappointed with 3 points from 3 outings.
Yeah,
really up against it to make the semi-finals tonight. We're back up at tapes, and it's heat number 11. On the inside is Martin Vasilik in red, Mikko Mikkelsen in blue, gate number 2. Jack Holder in white, gate number 3. And Max Frick from Australia, he goes from the outside in the yellow helmet colour. And Martin Vasilik, well, again, got to say that all 4 riders here are looking for points. There's no question about that. They're finding points hard to come by.
Yeah, Mikkelsen made a great start to the night with 3 points, but then a last place.
Yeah, tough for him. Into the middle part of the qualifying heats for the semi-finals. Really do need to get amongst the big points now. Settling down, the green light is on. Oh, Oh, the tapes are held for a long time. Mickelson makes a really good start. Problems for Frick. Bike's packed up or some sort of issue away from the tapes. Down the back straight. Oh, here we go into the third corner. Gotta say, Mickelson and Jack Holder really going at it with Martin Vaclik back in third place. Got a feel for Frick, who's tailed off. But Mickelson now beginning to stamp his authority on the race. Jack Holder hanging on for second place with Martin Vaclik pushing hard in third.
Mickelson's made himself comfortably out front, just chasing the dirt. Jack Holder knows he's got a tiger on his tail in Martin Vaclik. He actually had a little... Oh, Jack's got plenty of grip now. Can Vaclik make... No, he can't take advantage of that. But Vaclik did have a little move at the start. Could have been called back, but it wasn't. Jack Holder still coming under immense pressure. But Mickelson comfortably out front.
Yeah, Mickelson out in front. He's got the race won. Just one more corner to go. This is a good result for Jack Holder, who's had a disappointing night so far. Picks up 2 points. Super ride for Mickelson. Really did. Once that first corner, he got away from there. He did show some good speed and pulled away. He'll be pleased with that. Martin Vaclik back in third place. Disappointment for him, and whatever went on with Max Frick, just couldn't get away from the start. Some sort of mechanical issue. We'll see the start again. I can see what you mean. There was a little bit of movement
again,
from gate number
tiny
one.
little bit of movement, but referee decided to let it go, which was quite right because I think he disadvantaged himself anyway. But Jack Holder here, he makes the cut back. We can see Mickelson. These bikes, they react so violently. You know, the mechanics make adjustments to them to get as much traction as possible. The riders make their adjustments as they're out there on the track, moving body weight around, working the throttle.
That's tight there, wasn't it?
That entry to turn 3 has been tight so many times tonight.
Crikey.
Just shows the calibre of these riders.
Pleased for Jack Holder, first points of the night.
Settle the nerves.
Yeah,
He knows he's in the mix now, got some speed.
Good way to bounce back for Mickelson after failing to score last time. Moving on to 5 points. The result, Mickelson 3 points, Jack Holder 2, good for him. Martin Vaclik, just the solitary points. And Max Frick, whatever happened on the start line, really put paid to his chances right from the get-go. So, heat number 12 then. We're up at tapes, and we have young Dan Bewley out here and Freddie Lindgren, the wild card, Matti Zagar, Dudek, who was disappointing last time, quite possibly may have changed his equipment here, or certainly made some setup changes, and he'll be looking for much better on his return to the big time. Dudek, of course, a former world number 2. On the inside, Dan Bewley in red. In blue is Patrick Dudek. Freddie Lindgren in white on gate number 3. And on the outside, Matti Zagar.
Yeah, Zagar was better last time out, had a good scrap with Ty Wolfenden.
He did indeed, and he'll be looking, I'm sure he's made some adjustments to his equipment. He'll be looking for a little bit more speed. He described it as the bike's got to be pulling your arms out.
Yeah,
and that's a little bit more detuning going on to get some more grip. But
I don't think Dan Bewley will be too disappointed with the start he's made to this Grand Prix series. He's got 3 points from 2 rides, but I think he's been worth a little bit more than that, to be honest.
Yeah, if he can get away sharply here, I would say that he can get himself very much amongst the points. Here we go. So settling down, heat number 12, the green light is on, the tapes are up, and away they go. And Patrick Dudek's made a good start from gate number 2. He hits that first turn, round the outside, Bewley's up the inside, pushing hard. Zagar's in there, but Freddie Lindgren now, charging round the outside. Patrick Dudek certainly looking good out in front. Here comes Freddie Lindgren. Not quite there yet, but he's going to wind it on. Round turns 1 and 2 for the second time. Down the back straight, Patrick Dudek just about hanging on out in front.
Oh, he's coming
Freddie Lindgren, here we go. Parking up, Lindgren now hits the front. Brilliant ride from the Swedish boy.
It's going on everywhere in this race. Zagar had got himself through. Now Freddie Lindgren seems to have got himself clear. And is this race going to settle down? Because we've had a couple of fantastic laps.
We have indeed. We go into the last lap now. Zagar now beginning to wind it on round the outside. Keep your eyes on Zagar. Zagar round the outside. Here he comes down the back straight. Brilliant effort from Matti Zagar to come through into second place. Out in front, Freddie Lindgren. Freddie Lindgren wins the race. Zagar, brilliant ride for 2 points. What a spectacular Speedway race that was. Fans are loving it. He's got a big contingent of fans here that have come across the border from Slovenia to follow their man here this evening. But that man, again, that's a strong ride from Freddie Lindgren, and sensational action for second place.
Where do you start with this one?
Superb Speedway once again in heat number 12.
Patrick Dudek makes the start. Looks like he's got it all his own way here. We can see now Zagar at this point, he looks done with really for this race. He's out the back, but this race never settles down. We've got Frederik Lindgren working so hard around the outside of Patrick Dudek, and he was getting wider and wider and wider, not quite as wide as Zagar, but it just shows the track's working out there. It's a long way to go, but the dirt has built up enough now to take advantage of. An absolutely stunning race with it happening, well, front, back and middle.
Oh yeah, you couldn't take your eyes off it. It was breathtaking stuff, and that was an important ride for Freddie.
Yeah, needed that.
Because he had 3 points from 2 outings, and with that win he moves on to 6 points with 2 rides left before the semi-finals, and that gives him a very good chance. Dudek there working hard, but he just couldn't resist that move around the outside from Lindgren. He had to have eyes in the back of his head there, Dudek.
And a great ride from Zagar too.
Oh, that move round turns 1 and 2 was top draw stuff once again. Really put it on the line. And the banking that they've introduced in that first corner, clearly working.
It is.
Big dividends there for Zagar. Bit of a debrief there. And Freddie Lindgren clearly delighted with that. 3 points to him. Zagar was outstanding for 2 points. In second, Patrick Dudek probably can't believe that he didn't win the race. He only picks up 1. And Dan Bewley, well, welcome to Grand-Prix. That really was quite a dramatic stuff.
Didn't know where they were coming from.
Matt Sajanovski leads the championship on 9 points this evening. Robert Lambert on 7. Leon Madsen on 7. Mikko Mikkelsen on 6, along with Schmarsdik and Lindgren. And then we've got Jason Doy on 5. Good stuff so far.
Let it go.
Oh, how about a spark of inspiration? Oops! Let's get this thing rolling. Ta-da! Try that on for size. Yeah! Level up in Forge of Empires. Play now for free at FOE.tv or download the app.
Thank you for the clock, but don't expect me to stop. I may be retiring, but I'm not ready to flop. I've plans yet to action, people yet to meet, places yet to visit, and 2 itchy feet. I'm over 60, not over the hill, with a pocket full of pear drops and dreams to fulfill. I may be retired, but I'm not yet departed, and the truth of it is, I'm just getting started. Let Key help you take control of your finances, so you can carry on carrying on. Key, for the life in later life.
It's time to face the music and make tax digital!
I don't trust tech.
Fear not! QuickBooks customer support gets you real help from a real human!
Real humans? I like those.
We believe that working together makes anything possible. So imagine if when you did this happened. Carlsberg has partnered with WWF to plant seagrass, which can absorb carbon faster than a rainforest. Does that make our beer taste even better?
Check out this Verbo. Now I'm here, now you're here. Nothing can go wrong, 'cause I am right where I belong.
Hey babe, dog's dead. Why would my girlfriend just text that?
Maybe she was busy feeding the dog.
Autocorrect! Dog's dead! I'm not confused. I'm confused.com.
Face your confusion. Save up to £303 on car insurance.
Ben Cunnington, Australian football star, talks about his hair loss.
I chose Advanced Hair Studios Clinic because of the reputation that they have, especially in the sporting world. It was honestly like a new lease of life when I started seeing the regrowth. The best thing about having my hair back is probably my self-confidence within myself.
So call Advanced Hair now and get your hair, confidence and lifestyle back.
Just like I did.
Call Advanced Hair Studio now on 0845 600 8899.
Up for you right now. So great stuff so far. I've got to say, just reflecting on the first 3 blocks of races up to heat number 12, it really has been terrifically exciting. I got to pay tribute to the Pavlik's family here because whatever they've done to the track, it's working a treat. Previously, 10 years ago, this track was very unpredictable and we saw riders going all sorts of directions. But tonight, we're just seeing genuine, pure Grand-Prix Speedway out there and great racing. Riders being able to trust the track to ride that close, and that's what it's at. You give these boys the surface to race on and then you're going to be royally entertained.
Absolutely, and these guys clearly feel confident to go out there and race on this surface. They've obviously been told what's been lacking in the track in previous years. They've listened to that advice, taken it on board, and as you say, they've changed the surface slightly. They've added some banking, certainly coming out of turns 2.
Yeah.
And I think that has made a big difference to the racing.
Yeah, we saw that clearly demonstrated by Matti Zago earlier on when he was able to rip round the outside there. Very, very nice move from him. Everybody, it's almost like a party atmosphere now. The sound system blaring out. Terrific atmosphere in the stadium. We are going to hear from Jack Holder very shortly down in the pits with Scott. He's just getting themselves organised, but no, I have to believe that there's no question that unfortunately we're not going to be able to hear from Jack Holder. He's quite clearly not ready to talk to us. Jason Doyle, I'll tell you what,
under pressure,
that looks like that may have changed the bike maybe, but there's no question after touching the tapes last time, this is a big race for Jason Doyle after a terrific start. He's up against 2 riders here, and Zagar and Leon Madsen, particularly Madsen, was very impressive last time out, winning in fine style. So Jason Doyle, former world champion, going to have to show his mettle here as they come up to the tapes for heat number 13. It really is getting to the point of the night now where if you're struggling for points, you've really got 2 rides left, and to turn your night around, you still can do it. But to make that top 8, you're still looking as a minimum 8 points, really, to be absolutely comfortably through.
Jason's got to score points in this race just to take that pressure off, because 8's not even a guarantee.
No, exactly right. He's in 7th at the moment on 5 after 3 outings. But you've got to say that this is an opportunity. On the inside, Matti Zagar on the red helmet colour. Leon Madsen in blue going out of gate number 2. Max Frick coming out of gate number 3 in white. And Jason Doyle from the outside in the yellow helmet colour. What can the Australian produce from there? Max Frick just did a couple of practice starts. Quite clearly, they had some gremlins in the machinery last time when it coughed and spluttered away from the start. He'll be hoping that they have fixed those problems right now. But Zagar on the inside, still hungry for points, wants to make the semi-final, wants to go right to the final tonight. And Leon Madsen, beware the sick Speedway rider, because crikey, he showed some real speed last time out. Settle him down. Green lights on and away they go. Zagar makes a great start from the inside. Hits that first turn. Oh, Doyle just charges up the inside. Brilliant move from the Australian. Zagar's out in front. Round that first turn. Oh, here comes Frick now into the action. Brilliant Speedway on the opening lap, Chris.
Yeah, you just can't afford, when they've had a track grade, it's really, really difficult. You can't really get off that curb. And if you leave the slightest hole, we've got Leon Madsen now trying to work the outside. Jason Doyle looks like he's going to cover that with Madsen making another cutback, and he's not going to give here as they enter the corner. Whoa. I don't know whether Doyle can now creep around the outside. Maybe. It's going to get tight.
Very tight down the back straight. Doyle and Madsen battling for a solitary point. Super ride out in front from Matty Zagar. They're into the last lap. Zagar still hanging on there. Look at Doyle up the inside once again, throwing the bike at each other. Madsen responding into the last corner. You can't take your eyes off the Speedway tonight. Zagar coming through in fine style. Terrific ride from him. But what a battle just for 1 point back in third place. My goodness gracious me. You can't take your eyes off the action this evening.
Cracking stuff, absolutely cracking stuff. And Matty Zagar has found,
good, isn't he?
He's found that winning feeling again, and he's making a lot of fans that have travelled here very, very happy. Great start from him, makes the bike work. Jason Doyle again, very close to crossing the line with his rear wheel, but he didn't do that. And again, you know, riders just constantly making the cutback, getting their wheels in line quicker than the opposition, who's roared up the inside on the previous corner. So much of it, there's not a lot of room. Not a lot of room.
I tell you what, he was brave there, wasn't he, Jason? Yeah. Diving in there. Got to give Matty Zagar a lot of credit. Here comes Frick.
You can see Jason there after going up the inside, trying to put the brakes on. He doesn't want to run across the corner, but he just can't stop the bike.
No, the momentum took him just a fraction too wide, and Frick was ready to pounce. Grand-Prix Speedway, you can ill afford to be even half a yard off the racing line, and we saw it demonstrated there. Madsen and Doyle working so hard out the back. This was a terrific battle just for 1 point, with Madsen at this stage hanging on to that position. Jason Doyle in the thick of the action throughout the 4 laps. Delight for Zagar. Clearly, absolutely, and that turns his night around.
It does. Gives him a great chance now.
And all of a sudden, with one more qualifying race to go, he's got a good chance of the semi-final. 3 points for Zagar. Max Frick, a good ride from him, 2 points for him. Leon Madsen, the 1 point, and disappointment for Jason Doyle. That exclusion, and then following it up with a 0. Crikey, he is under grave danger of missing the semi-finals this evening. Here we are, back up at tapes. And we have got heat number 14 here. On the inside in red helmet cover is Robert Lambert. In gate number 2 in blue is Dan Bewley. Martin Vachalik coming out of gate number 3 in white. And Anders Thompson, who was very impressive. He's on a warning, but crikey, he really did give Matsej Janowski something to think about in his previous ride, and rode very well indeed. He goes from the outside in yellow this time.
Robert Lambert here would really take the pressure off, sitting on 7 points at the moment.
Here we go, the tapes are up and they charge towards the first corner. It's Bewley. Bewley makes a super start out of gate number 2. Down the back straight they go.
Tighten up again.
And he's managed to hang on there. That's a good effort from the youngster. Out in front, hits the dirt. Bewley's a fast rider. I expect him to stay there if he can. Martin Vachalik working hard in second place. Around the outside, Anders Thompson getting in the action, coming through into third. Now he's diving into turn 3. Once again, using the dirt on the outside. Lambert now relegated to the back.
Yeah, Lambert desperately needs to grab something out of this race, take a little bit of the pressure off. 1 ride to go, 7 points. The pressure will be on, but Dan Bewley, loving life out front.
Yeah, Anders Thompson really working overtime. Coming through now into second place. Keep your eyes on the Danish rider. Can he get himself to the front? Bewley riding nicely, but Anders Thompson's got an awful lot of speed. 1 more quarter to go. Bewley's ridden really, really well here. And he's just...
Oh, my goodness. He doesn't hang on.
Oh, what a ride from Anders Thompson out of nowhere.
Yeah, I think he took
Comes through and possibly steals the win on the run to the line. Brilliant ride. Absolutely sensational Speedway again. Robert Lambert missing out. That's a shame for him.
Yeah, it is.
Bewley will be disappointed there. He'd done all the hard yards in the first part of the race. Here we see it again, Chris.
The finish. It was very close, but I'm pretty sure it's Thompson that takes this one.
It's
Yeah,
tight,
not a lot
it's
in there.
tight. It's tight, but Anders Thompson's got the run.
Oh,
I wouldn't like to say.
No, that's not my job. Well, we are hearing that it's Anders Thompson that takes that one. I think he does, but there's very, very little in it.
What a ride from Anders Thompson.
Yeah, brilliant stuff.
He was nowhere on the first lap. Dan Bewley looked like he had it all under control, so that was a terrific effort from him.
Yeah, Dan Bewley was riding a little bit tighter than the rest of them, and I could hear the bike even from here revving quite hard. Maybe he just cooked the tyre a little bit because they certainly reeled him in after the first couple
Smashing
of laps.
ride from Thompson, picks up a valuable 3 points. Dan Bewley on 2, Martin Vashlik back in 3rd. He picks up the solitary point. And Robert Lambert, after a terrific start tonight, has just got 1 point from his last 2 outings. And he's got a hugely important last race coming up if he wants to maintain and give himself an opportunity for the semi-finals. Still got 7, but he'll want more than that. 1 or 2 points in his last outing. Here we go. Heat number 15 now. They're up at Tapes. And on the inside, we've got the unbeaten Matsej Janowski going out of gate number 1 in red. Gate 2, Jack Holder, 2nd place last time. 6 points for Freddie Lindgren out of gate number 3 in white. And off the outside this time is the one and only Bartosz Zmarzlik. So here we go, and we've got the heartbeats there.
They're raising.
Matsej Janowski, 175 beats per minute. I'm not sure I could cope with that. I'm sure that's
on the rev limit there,
I think I might be a bit too delicate for that sort of heart rate, but you can see that there may well be a spike when that green light comes on.
Oh, yes.
Great touch, that. Janowski, though, 9 points. He shouldn't be too concerned because he's already in the semi-final, but he'll want to keep pushing on.
What are you going for here? Inside or outside, or is someone crashing this party?
Oh,
Because
my
they're more than
goodness gracious me. You can't predict it, can you? Janowski unbeaten. Bartosz Zmarzlik on the outside. The green light is on. Oh, my goodness gracious me. Yeah, the red light's come on, and I'm no surprise. Yeah. Clearly something was wrong with the tapes there. There was an extraordinary long delay. And
it's an automated system that seemed to have a bit of an issue.
Yeah, a few gremlins there, and not a surprise, so it may well be a small delay here. These 4 riders did very well, actually, not to roll into the tapes there with such a long pause.
Yeah, and I sensed that they were beginning to back off, actually, just before the tapes went up, which I don't blame them. These engines don't like to be sat, not under load, revving quite that hard for that period of time.
Unsatisfactory start, and Jesper Steentoft putting the red lights on fairly quickly.
I think there'll be not only coolers on the clutches as usual, I think there'll be coolers on the engines after that one.
Right. And we've got 1 minute to go with Phil Morris, the race director, just informing all 4 riders at the pit gate that they've got 1 minute to go, or less than that now, to make their way round to the start line. Clearly the referee is satisfied that any gremlins they had there have now been resolved. And yes, this is a very interesting race indeed. We've got the unbeaten Matsej Janowski on the inside gate. We've got Bartosz Zmarzlik, who is battling hard for points. He is on 6 points from 3 outings, so he's got work to do. And Freddie Lindgren, got to say, Freddie Lindgren on gate number 3 on 6 points, rode very well in his last race, so this is a very, very competitive race once again.
Absolutely.
There's no question that no quarter will be given. That's for
sure.
None
will be asked, I don't think.
No, exactly right. So, settling down, second time of asking. Heat number 15. Here we go, the green light is on and the tapes are up. And they roar to that first corner. Janowski hits the first turn.
Lindgren's going to get it around
Holder
here.
up the inside there. Oh my goodness gracious me. Bartosz Zmarzlik comes from nowhere, fires himself to the front.
Unbelievable.
Fantastic move from the 2-time former world champion, world number 2, sensational move. And guess what? You've got to say that really was a stunning move, and that's going to revolutionise tonight. Matsej Janowski back in 2nd place. Holder now relegated to 3rd with Freddie Lindgren at the back. But what a move from Bartosz Zmarzlik.
Unbelievable. Jack Holder must be wondering, what has he got to do to stay in front? That move from Bartosz, I didn't even see it coming. I couldn't call that. And the next thing, within a few seconds, he's in front.
He was indeed. It was a stunning move from the former world champion down the back straight for the last time. Janowski comfortably in second place. An outstanding ride from Bartosz Marslik, and he moves on to 9 points. He's in the semi-finals now. You can never rule him out. Freddie Lindgren at the back. Maciej Janowski drops his first point of the night, and he won't be too concerned. He'll move on to 11. That's a very good score indeed. But a breathtaking move from Bartosz Marslik there. Jack Holder thinking, crikey, this World Championship Speedway, it's tough. Really tough.
From the start, we can see there, Janowski thinks he's got this one sewn up. He's made a great start. Jack Holder now with a cutback. He's got fresh air, and you're thinking, he can't be passed. But Marslik, look at him go through the traffic. He's in last place, and he just goes between Lindgren and Janowski, and then outside Jack Holder. He's not happy with the squeeze between the two.
Mira signal manoeuvre, wasn't it? It really was. Fabulous move there from Bartosz Marslik, roaring through the traffic. Got to say, that really did have us on the edge of our seats. That sight, that eye-catching style of his, terrific respect between the two riders, of course there is, but
I'd like to know what the heart rate monitor peaked at that point.
Somewhere near 300 beats per minute, I would think. 3 points for Marslik, fully deserved. Maciej Janowski satisfied with 2. Holder can't believe he wasn't amongst the big points. He picks up just the 1. And Freddie Lindgren, it's a bit of a shock there, just picking up, failing to score rather, and he's got work to do with 1 ride to go. Heat 16, they're up at tapes. Work to be done for all these riders, particularly Ty Woofenden. Hasn't been his night. Just 3 points to his name so far. And if he's going to make the semi-finals, I would suggest he's going to have to win his last 2 outings. On the inside, Mikkel Mikkelsen in red. Gate number 2 is Pavel Szapelski in blue. Gate number 3 in white is Patrick Dudek. And going from the outside, this is crunch time for Ty Woofenden.
Yeah, needs a win.
Indeed he does. And we've seen him respond early on when he ran a last. He then bounced back with a win. Needs to do it again now. Time running out, and the pressure is certainly on. He would have expected more than 3 points from 3 outings, that's for sure. So Woofenden, Mikkel Mikkelsen was very impressive last time as well. He's on the inside. Here we go, settling down, green light is on. Tapes are up and away they go. Mikkelsen on the inside has made a good start, really good start. He hits that first corner, he hits the front. Dudek's around the outside, down the back straight, he comes to second, come into second place. Woofenden up the inside into third. But Mikkelsen looked strong in front. Dudek now riding well, very well, finding some speed. Round the outside for the Polish man, squaring the corner off, wheels in line, down the inside. Oh no, he can't quite get there.
Yeah, he pulled out of that one the very last minute, but Mikkelsen now has gone so wide. Dudek's through. He worked for that one, but is Mikkelsen going to make the cutback? I think he could have the straight line speed. Oh, it's going to get close. No, he's backed out of that one. And now we can see Woofenden at the back coming through again.
Yeah, Pavel Szapelski got the better of the 3-time world champion. What action we've got out in front, though. We can't take our eyes off it. We don't quite know where to look. No. Terrific action for Dudek. Disappointing last time. He's ridden superbly well here. Down through the last corner. He's got the 3 points in the bag. I say Mikkelsen's really made him work hard. Dudek picks up the 3 points. Great ride for Mikkelsen also in second place. And it just isn't Ty Woofenden's night. Just a solitary point when he really did need to pick up a win. But Patrick Dudek, that's a great turnaround in his form tonight. Suddenly out of nowhere, he produces a really good ride. And
he's given himself an outside chance.
So that's what winning, but you've got to say that just the 1.4 points for Ty Woofenden.
Once again, where do you start with trying to call this race?
Well, that's your job. That's your job,
I know, but they're coming from every direction, front, back, everywhere. And Dudek at that point, when they hit the first turn, he's actually stone last, but he makes a brave decision to run right round the fence. And on the first lap, just about secures himself second place, and then takes charge after Mikkelsen, who looks like he's going to set himself out front comfortable. He looked quick in a couple of races when he's been out front and won a couple of races already tonight. But Dudek just keeps charging and charging and charging until the job's done.
Yeah, good ride from Patrick Dudek there. Terrific scrap for just a solitary point with Woofenden finally coming through.
My leg was only ever up that high or out of the footrest when I was crashing.
Yes, and that is a modern-day phenomenon that I just don't understand at all, because I tried it once a few years ago and just frightened the life out of myself, and I thought, no, that's not for me. But Patrick Dudek, he's pleased with that. A bounce back to form, as you rightly say. An opportunity now for the semi-finals. 3 points for Dudek, 2 points for Mikkelsen, 1 for Woofenden, and Pavel Shapelski misses out this time. We have now just 1 block of races to come. We see the standings, 11 points for Janowski. Smarsik now forces his way on to 9. Mikkelsen on 8, Zagar on 8, Leon Madsen on 8. Terrific stuff. Lambert probably needs another couple of points to be absolutely certain. He's back on 7. Big riders outside the top 8 already as well. But Janowski leads the way at the top on 11.
Let it go.
Wi-Fi's down.
Why suffer broadband rage? Only BT's hybrid broadband is backed up by EE's mobile network. New unbreakable Wi-Fi. One day all broadband will be like this.
We're all used to prices going up. This month, crocodiles are coming down. We've 20% off our famous automatic garage doors. Bespoke and built to last, they could add style and value to your home for less than ever before. Our prices are only going down. Call Crocodile on 08000 811 900 and find out how quick and easy they are to install. 20% off. That's value. Crocodile style.
Hello, Macmillan.
Why me?
I don't know where to start, really.
Does the dog know? Can I still date? Can I still go abroad?
What am I supposed to say? Just keep thinking over and over.
How am I going to afford the mortgage?
So what will happen now?
How do I tell them?
Whatever you need to ask, we're here.
There's no animal like them. There's no place like their home. But they're losing their home. And we're losing the elephants. Please help WWF protect them and their homes. Help us support local communities so elephants and people can thrive side by side. Call 0800 035 5916 or search WWF Adopt an Elephant and adopt a better future for elephants for just £3 a month today.
Don't let erectile dysfunction make you impotent. Do something about erectile dysfunction. Clinically proven, discreetly delivered. Order today at Newman.com.
Get to the rescue, get busy, and get back. Whatever the mission, Enterprise helps over 100,000 every day.
Sensodyne Repair and Protect Deep Repair is really exciting. This Sensodyne is creating a protective layer. It goes deep inside the tooth to repair sensitive teeth. The science behind this toothpaste is life-changing. I recommend Sensodyne Repair and Protect Deep Repair. I think it's amazing.
Now, and get some more reaction.
I'm with Anders Thompson. Anders, a tough start to the night, touching the tapes. Did you do the, we're so used to counting the referee, did you forget that we're on the computer system?
Actually, I didn't forget it. You know, I was just faster than the new system. Yeah, I was really ready, but now I'm disappointed. You know, I'm one heat behind with the setup, but I keep focus and see what we can do.
You've turned it around. You're exceptionally fast. You got a lot of speed. Your last race there, fantastic race, so much speed. So, have you made many changes over the winter? Obviously, you had your first full season in the Grand Prix last year. Kind of find your feet a little bit. Have you made many changes in the off season?
Yeah, I did. You know, now I had one full season in the Grand Prix, and I know what to do now. So I have all winter to prepare my season, and I think I prepared well. So pretty decent start for the season. Anyway, I get a good setup in the moment on the bike, so we keep focused for the next couple of heats.
Yeah, do you think you're going to have to make many more changes, or does the track seem like it's settled down and you feel like you've got the setup to see you through to the end now?
Yeah, for sure. The last week I've been working really hard to find the last small changes and the last small things. But I think I have the setup now, and now I just need to make the starts and make it more easier.
Well, so make the starts. Good luck for the rest of the night, and hope you make it through the semis.
Cheers.
Yeah, it's been a really good effort from Anders Thompson. He's got to be patient. He's got to wait until heat number 20, where he'll go from the gate number 3. And a big result there may just see him squeak through. He's in 7th as we go into the last block of races.
I do know over the last week or so he's been testing a couple of new engines. He wasn't totally satisfied with the speed that he had, and seems to be working for him.
Well, after that, certainly after the drama of the first race, he has shown very good resolve to come through, to give himself an outside chance. We'll see the overall standings once again. Janowski looking good on 11, leads the way. Smarslik coming through on 9, 3 of them on 8 points. And then the standings vanished in front of us, but there's no question that 7 points for Robert Lambert, back in 6th, needs points out of his last ride. I would say down from Robert Lambert, all of them are under big pressure going into this last round of races.
Yeah,
so competitive.
Right down to Dan Bewley. All those guys can qualify.
Exactly right. So, no, plenty to race for in the upcoming 4 heats to determine the top 8 of the night and the 2 semi-finals. Riders appearing back out on track. Freddie Lindgren disappointing last time. He's in the yellow helmet colour here. Failed to score after looking so strong in the previous race. He's on 6 points coming into this race. A win would probably see him through. Ty Wolfenden has had a desperately disappointing night, and they will be looking to salvage something out of this last ride. A semi-final looks beyond him, even with a win. Yeah, that will only take him on to 7 points. So don't quite know where it's gone wrong, but I'm sure there'll be a debrief. But for Ty, fortunately, a poor round like this, at least there's another 9 rounds to go to try and get himself back in the championship chase. So he'll want to finish with a rattle. And Jason Doyle, who night again started well, all of a sudden with the exclusion and failing to score, really...
Yeah, still got a chance. It's about Jason Doyle and Frederick Lindgren in this one.
They both need to win the race, really. Absolutely. I would say they've just got to focus on that. And with Doyle on the inside, well, there is a possibility of that. So, on the inside in red is Jason Doyle. Gate 2 in blue is Martin Vašilik. Gate 3 in white is Ty Wolfenden. And going from the outside is fast Freddie Lindgren in the yellow helmet colour. Massive pressure on gates 1
and 4.
And 4, no doubt about that. Martin Vašilik has tried awfully hard, but points have been very hard come by.
What's the dynamics in the first turn? We've just had a track grade. Frederick Lindgren, he does like a big run around the outside, but will there be enough there for him? Will he take the risk and look for a cutback? But of course, sometimes there's traffic in the way when you...
What are your thoughts?
When you do that?
What are your thoughts on that?
I don't know. I think Jason Doyle is going to be looking to creep around the inside. I don't see him moving over, but he's a tough racer, so you're never quite sure what he's going to do.
Settling down. Heat number 17, the green light is on. Tapes are up. Away they go. Doyle has made a poor start. Got to say, Wolfenden and Vašilik. Vašilik hits the front. That's a surprise, but once again, Doyle, after a dreadful start, has managed to work his way through into second place. Freddie Lindgren in third, and Ty Woofenden, once again, his woes continue. He finds himself out the back. Martin Vasilik out in front.
Comes Ty up the inside.
Yeah, good move from Woofenden.
Forced his way through, but he's not done yet. Frederick Lindgren's coming back at him. He's hanging on. Don't think this is going to be enough for Frederick Lindgren or Jason Doyle.
That's a disappointment for them. Martin Vasilik, a spoiler out in front after a terrific start. Doyle is working overtime. Doyle, has he got anything left? There's a lap and a half to go. Martin Vasilik's out in front. Jason Doyle looking for the 3 points. It's only the 3 points that matter for Jason Doyle. Martin Vasilik responds. He's got a bit of breathing space. Down that back straight. Looks like it's going to end in disappointment for Freddie Lindgren and Jason Doyle here in heat number 17. Vasilik wins. Good ride from him. Wish the meeting could start again for Martin Vasilik. Disappointment for once again for Woofenden. Just not his night. A night to forget for the former champion. Freddie Lindgren also going out with a bit of a whimper tonight, got to say that, after looking so strong earlier on. But Martin Vasilik, well, that was a very good ride from him.
Yeah, from the start again, Jason Doyle's clutch seems to be banging in a little bit too hard. Bike lifts, doesn't go forward, and Vasilik out front. And at this point, we can see the two riders that need the points in the middle of the pack here as Freddie Lindgren manages to get past Ty Woofenden on the back straight, but as we saw, Ty battles through on the inside. I think we're seeing the move here. It's most of the bike over the curb. We've seen that move a few times tonight. Gets himself ahead of Freddie, and not enough for Jason Doyle or Frederick Lindgren in that one.
No disappointment for those. And Martin Vasilik also had a disappointing night. Finishes with a consolation win at the end of the night, but unfortunately for Martin, he will take no further part. He will miss out on the semi-finals, finishing on 6 points. That won't be enough for the top 8 this evening. He'll be frustrated because a ride like that at the end of the night, you'll be thinking, crikey, why couldn't I find the key to the speed earlier on? You can see the frustration there. 3 points for Vasilik, 2 for Doyle. Woofenden in third on 1. And Freddie Lindgren also some big hitters here that quite possibly are going to miss out on the semi-finals. Lindgren and Woofenden certainly going to miss out. Jason Doyle, he's in 7th at the moment, but could quite probably be overhauled. He's on 7. That is a very vulnerable position to be in. Right, heat number 18. They're up at tapes. And Mikkel Mikkelsen looks like he's the man on the inside. He's on the inside in red. Robert Lambert needing points. He's in gate number 2 in blue. Matti Zagar looking good now in gate number 3 in white. And Matsej Janowski on 11 points, leading the Grand Prix at this stage. He goes from gate number 4 in the yellow.
Mikkelsen, Robert Lambert, Matti Zagar, they all need something out of this race.
They do indeed. This really is tense stuff. You see the heart rates, 180 beats per minute for Janowski.
Calm down.
And yeah, just a couple of deep breaths, please, just to get yourself under control. But certainly Janowski has looked good. Zagar looked very impressive last time. Settling down. Green light is on. Oh, long pause. Away they go. Zagar's made a fabulous start out of gate number 3. Hits that first turn. Up the inside, though.
Janowski.
Yeah, here we go.
Here he comes.
Janowski around the outside. Fantastic move. Superb speed from him. Mikkel Mikkelsen's out in front, though. He made that move, that dynamic move up the inside. Into the second lap. Mikkel Mikkelsen. Now could he come under pressure down the back straight from Janowski? No, it's Zagar. They're coming at him left and right. Janowski around the outside. He's hungry for more points. Now Mikkelsen moves out. Janowski gone very wide. Mikkel Mikkelsen. Oh my goodness, on the back wheel, out of control. Fabulous Speedway again.
Mikkelsen's like a roadblock. I think Janowski's got him beat here. Oh, it was tight again going in turn 3. But Janowski's got so much speed. He's got his Mikkelsen's coming back.
Mikkelsen coming back into the picture. Fantastic Speedway once again. Janowski won't be leaving it there. Down the back straight for the last time. What a Speedway race we're witnessing once again. Mikkel Mikkelsen just about going to hang on. Fabulous Speedway. Robert Lambert missing out. That is desperately disappointing for the British rider after such a strong start. Mikkel Mikkelsen and Matsej Janowski putting on a fabulous show for everybody, royally entertaining us all. And Mikkel Mikkelsen coming through in flying colours. Terrific Speedway once again in heat number 18.
Cracking stuff from the start there. The rider in white. Matti Zagar makes a good start, but Janowski just got so much speed. He rides right around the berm. on the fence. He'd done that at least 3 times in this race. He took the maximum traction he could get. It's a brave move. You're just inches away from the fence, generated so much speed on the back straight, but Mikkelsen battled hard around the inside. He stuck to his guns, trying to make the bike work on the slick stuff. But Janoski again, look how wide he is, right out on the berm, not quite so wide that time, and just keeps generating the speed.
They trust this track. They trust this track. They really are going it. They're putting on a fine show for us all. A wonderful opening event for Discovery Sports events. There's no question about that. We have been treated to some special speedway so far this evening, and the big races are yet to come, Chris. Mikkel Mikkelsen delighted. He picks up 3 points. He's through to the semi-finals, no question about that. 2 for Janowski. Matsej Zagar. Got to say, that's a great effort from him after a slow start tonight. He really has turned his fortune around. He's on 9, and he will be in the semi-finals, that's for sure. And Robert Lambert's in 6 on 7, but he may be overhauled. But you've got to say Anders Thompson might be somebody who overhauls him, but 7 in 6th places at the moment. He's vulnerable. Let's put it that way. He's very vulnerable there with 2 races to come. Yeah, heat number 19 coming up now. And we've got young Jack Holder up at tapes. He's got the inside gate. He goes out of gate number 1 in red. Gate 2 in blue is Leon Madsen. And we've got Dan Bewley, who was pretty impressive last time, going out of gate number 3 in white. And on the outside, Pavel Shapelski. And
Dan Bewley could still be in with a shout here.
Yeah, good start from him. Shapelski, of course, with that frustrating problem with his steel shoe. Green light is on, away they go. Leon Madsen's made a pearler, absolute beauty. Out of gate number 2, he hits the front, down the back straight he goes. Jack Holder through into 2nd place out of gate number 1. Battling hard there in 3rd and 4th. Pavel Shapelski, it's getting awfully tight with Dan Bewley now relegated to the back. Wasn't much racing room there at all. Leon Madsen, though, all the time, once again, the fireworks are going off behind him. The Danish man is out in front and it's looking really good. Complaining about his health, Chris, but crikey, he's riding well this evening.
He is, yeah, he's suffering from flu. He doesn't have a lot of energy, but we've seen how fast he is when he gets himself out front. Dan Bewley learning the hard way just how tough Grand-Prix Speedway is, but he's acquitted himself very well. Unfortunately, at the back in this one, Jack Holder picking up another couple of points. That'll do his confidence the world of good.
Leon Madsen down the back straight. He's looking good. He had the speed. Very tight. Shapelski goes down. And the race completes. Let's keep our fingers crossed that Pavel Shapelski is okay.
Yeah, he got some speed up the inside and just had to back out of it.
Yeah, just got himself in all sorts of trouble going into turn 3 on the final lap. The race has been completed. Dan Bewley picking up an extra point, but won't be enough to see him through to the semi-finals. But Leon Madsen on 11 points. That's a good return from Leon. Showed some real determination. Pavel Shapelski sat up. I fancy he'll be okay. He may just have winded himself a little bit when he bumped on the track. Going fast there.
Yeah, very fast.
Back at the straight. Leon Madsen, though, that was a great start from him. He flew out of gate number 2. And really and truthfully, he didn't have too much pressure. He had the speed, had the composure, and won in fine style.
Dan Bewley was the one that reacted very well in that race from the start. He just didn't make the bike go forward at all.
No. And we'll see it again.
The start here in white, Dan Bewley makes a great reaction, but he just doesn't go forward at all. Leon Madsen, on the other hand, just makes the bike work all the way to the corner. And you have to think at this point, with the speed that he's shown when he's out front, that no one's going to come back at him. Jack Holder, much better race from him. And as I said, I think that'll settle his nerves and his confidence going into the next round. But Shapelski it was. I believe that's the first faller this evening, actually.
It was indeed, you're right. We haven't seen that. There we saw some pretty tight action between the 2 substitute riders coming in. Jack Holder and Dan Bewley, but Pavel Shapelski now dive-bombing an opportunist move there.
Big move up the inside, and that's ultimately what he did in the end. Yeah, he scrubbed off. I think he's just got his front wheel down
on
there.
The inside curb. front tyre just washed out on the inside curb, and
concrete curbs can do that. When you're able to get your front wheel over, you can just lose traction. There's not a lot to the front tyre. We see it at Kings Lynn occasionally. That's a concrete curb.
Absolutely. So Leon Madsen nicely through to the semi-final. He is on 11 points. He wins. He gets the 3 points. Jack Holder in second place after a disappointing start. He's picked up some valuable points later on. Dan Bewley, the solitary point, and Pavel Shapelski just missing out. And there we see the standings. Janowski on 13, Mikkelsen on 11, Madsen on 11, Schmarzek on 9. And Pavel Shapelski, good to see him up and about.
Good to see him walking back.
Clearly frustrated. Pride hurt more than anything else after that fall late on, but he'll be disappointed. He's only scored 3 points this evening. So once again, Grand Prix Speedway really is a tough arena to be in. Right. Up to the last qualifying race now, heat number 20, and still plenty to race for here. This could go either way. I tell you what, all of a sudden, riders on 7, they may just have a little bit of hope.
Outside chance.
So they may well have it, because in truth, in 8th place, can't see Martin, Bachelik, Lindgren. I tell you what, I think they may well get through on 7 points, Chris.
They could well do.
Because it's looking good, because Thompson is in 8th on 6. Yep. Which is quite remarkable. Here we see on the inside, Bartosz Smarslik in red, Max Frick in gate number 2 in blue. Anders Thompson, who really has turned his fortunes around in fine style, will go out of gate number 3 in white. And on the outside, who was impressive last time, is Patrick Dudek. And Patrick Dudek in 12th. And 5, maybe a win here could see him into the semi-final. So
he's got a chance.
Plenty to race for here.
Anders Thompson started with that exclusion, and then he's just got better and better. He got a 3rd, a 2nd, and a win.
Yeah, terrific form and speed. He said he was a race behind when he was chatting to Scott down in the pits, but I tell you what, he might just be able to get himself back in the top 8. He's in 8th as it stands, and you've got to believe that he has a very good chance of making the semi-finals tonight. Here we go. Bartosz Smarslik on the inside. Long pause. This is the start. This is the start completely. Into the first corner, it's Max Frick. No question about that. Down the back straight. Super stuff from the Australian. Now Anders Thompson. Thompson absolutely riding out of his skin once again. Superb stuff from the Danish boy. Now Bartosz Smarslik, after a poor start, comes through into the thick of the action into second place. Real good stuff. Max Frick back. Well, we spoke too soon. We spoke too soon. Smarslik, after a poor start, fires himself to the front. Absolutely on fire. You've got to believe that 2 points for Thompson is still going to be enough, Chris.
Yeah, it is going to be enough, I think. And Smarslik, not quite as exciting as last time, but he just biding his time and just taking one at a time. Unbelievable the way he goes about his business and works the bike. And Anders Thompson, as you rightly say, looks like it's going to be enough.
Brilliant stuff from Thompson. Superb ride once again from Bartosz Smarslik. You wouldn't put it past him winning here this evening. He really has turned his form around. Back-to-back wins and heats, his 4th and 5th rides. He moves nicely on now. He's got, he came into the last race. He moves on to 12 points. That's looking good for the 2 Polish riders actually leading the way, in Janowski and Bartosz Smarslik. Once again, a stunning move mid-race to see, but what, he made a poor start there.
He did, by his high standards, it was a poor start, but Max Frick, don't take it away from him, he made a great one. And this is where Anders Thompson hits the front, that brave move up the inside. I've seen it so many times tonight. It's a sort of an old Thomas Gollard move, that, just coming from the fence, straight lining it up the inside. We used to see that from Thomas quite a bit. And there's Max just picking up. Maybe that cost him, just getting a little bit too much traction as he leaves the first turn there. And there's Thompson up the inside. But Smarslik, you've just got to... Here he's in 3rd place. But he just works it out slowly. He doesn't panic. Unlike the previous race when he just went past everybody on the back straight first lap.
Well, it's looking like the riders on 7 points are going to make it tonight. We will wait for the FIM to confirm the placings in the top 8. Fabulous stuff from Bartosz Smarslik. He's comfortably through on 12 points after his 5 outings. Just had a couple of slip-ups where he found it a little bit tougher going, but the last 2 rides where he's come through the traffic have just been absolutely stunning. So 3 points for Bartosz. He'll be really pleased with that. determination written all over his face, that's for sure. 3 points for Smarsley. Anders Thompson in 2, Max Frick on 1, Patrick Dudek missing out this time. There we see the leader, Janowski on 13, 12 for Smarslik, Mikkelsen on 11, Leon Madsen, the top 8 at the moment. Before it's confirmed, we're looking at Doyle and Lambert squeaking in, which is really quite a bonus for them. Lindgren, Vasilik, Bewley, Dudek, Woofenden, Jack Holder, Frick, all missing out this evening. We have witnessed some super qualifying races already.
This is the motorway way to sell your car. The sell your car from home way. The car dealer's bid to give you the best price way. The you could get up to £1,000 more way. The your car gets picked up from home for free way. This is the way to sell your car. This is the motorway.
Freshly ground Arabica beans, organic milk, a white coffee, just 99p.
Unbelievable. You all right, hun? You got the blankets? Yeah. And the car seat? In the back. Yeah, it's got essential oils. Oh, you didn't think petrol was an essential oil? It's gonna be fine. Oh, just a quick top-up and we'll be there.
Some things are better faster.
Go, go, go!
That's why our full fibre now goes right up to 900 megabits per second. New speed, same great value. It just makes sense. Talk.
Looking for a new home, car, or paying back a loan? Your credit score could be making things more expensive. But getting the right assistance makes all the difference. Credit Karma has supported more than 100 million members worldwide. It doesn't hurt to check. Discover your score for free and learn how to improve it. Credit Karma. Download the free Credit Karma app now.
Amazing deals now on at Curry's, and with our price promise you won't get cheaper, full stop. Save £100 on this LG fridge freezer with water and ice, now just $8.99. Save up to £120 on our range of A-rated 9-kilo washers. This Eco Bubble model is from $429. The Ad Wash or Auto Dose is from £20 more. And save up to £70 on these Ninja Foodie kitchen appliances, like this Max Health Grill and Air Fryer from $179 at Curry's.
Ready to submit your VAT return online?
Yes.
For help making tax digital, search 0 with an X.
Dandruff says don't. Head and Shoulders says do. Wear black. Get close. Shake it. Express yourself. Ditch the don'ts with Head and Shoulders and be up to 100% flake-free. Head and Shoulders. Feel flake-free.
Why buy a brand new car when you can lease with Select Car Leasing? Visit selectcarleasing.co.uk today.
Right, we won't be too much longer now before we see the picks for semi-finals 1 and 2. Well, we will be really interesting to see which way the boys go with their picks for the gates. When we did qualifying earlier today, Bartosz Smarslik, who had the fastest time, didn't hesitate to take draw number 5, which gave him 2 inside gates. As it turned out, they didn't really work out that well.
No.
And in reality, it's been a pretty fair night. We won't have stats from the winners from all the gates, and I can't remember exactly, but it's been winners from every angle, to be honest.
Quite varied, yeah.
It has indeed.
Surprisingly so, if I'm honest.
And just looking at our graphics there, Bartosz Smarslik once again producing the best lap time of the race meeting on a 14.7. But you've got to bear in mind, earlier today, it was a 14.3. Right, here we go with the draw for the semi-finals. Riders gathering now. Maciej Janowski there at the head of the queue. And be interesting to see which way he goes here for semi-final. I'd be surprised if he goes for an outside gate, Chris, but
I would.
He has made some good moves around the outside.
First choice for gate selection for semi-final one, Maciej Janowski.
Janowski making his way forward. Yeah. Gate number 2 for Janowski.
Second choice for position, Leon Madsen.
Leon Madsen, who's had a good, strong night. And gate number 1 is available to him.
Calling his name, I think.
And
looking for advice from someone. Hans Nielsen, maybe.
Yeah, well, the inside gate probably was the right call there. Probably a little bit surprised to actually have it.
And third choice for semi-final one, Anders Thompson.
Having a great night. Brilliant effort from the Danish rider. 2 Danes in this semi-final, number 1. Making his way up. He will go out of gate number 3 in the first semi. Thompson, who's done himself proud tonight. He really has ridden out of his skin.
And final choice for semi-final one, Robert Lambert.
Lambert now coming forward. And a relieved man, actually, to make the semi-finals. He goes from the outside gate. So let's just reiterate. Leon Madsen on gate number 1. Gate number 2 is Maciej Janowski in blue. And as Thompson will go out of gate number 3 in white.
Thank you, guys. Go forward.
Robert Lambert will go from the outside in yellow. Good-looking semi-final.
Tough race.
They don't get easy at this time of the night, that's for sure.
No, they don't.
And got to say that Madsen could well be a favourite, but Janowski got some work to do there. Not guaranteed to come through. First 2 make the
first
final,
choice
of course.
for semi-final 2, Bartosz Zmarzlik.
So Zmarzlik up. Making his way forward. Gate 2 seems to be a favourite. Zmarzlik off of gate number 2 in blue. Waiting for the next rider to be called forward by Phil Morris, the race director. And not quite sure where he is. I think we may be waiting for him.
Second choice for semi-final 2 is Mikael Mikkelsen.
Mikael Mikkelsen just... deciding to go for the inside gate. Mikkelsen, who once again has ridden well, scored 11
Third
points
choice for
in the
semi-final
qualifiers.
2, Mate Jaga.
Mate Zagar, terrific night for the wild card. Could it be his night? Could he go through to the final and win it? Wow. Zagar out of gate 3.
And last choice for semi-final 2 is Jason Doyle.
Doyle, like Lambert, a touch relieved. He's had a disappointing, frustrating night, but he's found himself in the semi-finals, coming off the outside, and he's just the sort of character that could just make the best of that.
Yeah, and you're not out of it coming off gate 4.
Inside is Bartosz Zmarzlik in red. Anders Thompson coming out of gate number 2 in blue. Max Frick. Not sure it is Max Frick. In actual fact, that graphic is incorrect. It's Zagar that will come out of gate number 3 in white. And off the outside, you've got Jason Doyle, who will go there from gate number 4 in yellow.
As I was saying, gate 4, you're not out of it, because you only need something to go on in the first turn. Gap opens up.
The second semi-final, there will be dirt on the outside. You might be able to do something pretty spectacular around the outside. Bikes now just being readied for the first semi-final. We have witnessed some superb speedway. The opening round of the World Championship here in Croatia, Gorishan tonight, has really done the Speedway world proud. Everybody concerned in this event will be delighted with the way it's gone so far. 3 big races where the big World Championship points are handed out, coming up for you very shortly. It's nobody's left, that's for sure. It's been very entertaining as well. Some of the big guns have missed out. You've got to say Woofenden and Freddie Lindgren missing out on the semi-finals. That is quite a shock, and they'll be licking their wounds. So we just see the graphic now with Zagar now in the semi-finals. He was a touch disappointed a moment ago when Frick was put in there, but Zagar is there, coming out of gate number 3 for semi-final number 2. We will wait for that. We'll be patient for that, because semi-final number 1 isn't too far away. And Although Janowski's had a great night, there's no doubt that Janowski's still got job to do.
Yeah, I think it's very, very brave to allow Leon Madsen off the
We can hear now from Ty Wolfenden down in the pits for Scott.
Ty Wolfenden, certainly not the start to the Grand Prix series you wanted in 2022.
Nah, garbage, mate. We tried a lot of things and didn't have any, like everything we did, we couldn't get the bike to go forward. So that's why I'm stood here right now.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, without going into too much detail, but can you pin it down? Do you feel you had too much power, or was it not enough?
Too much. I tried everything I could to stop it, but we went one sprocket down, high jet, small jet, high ignition, low ignition, just couldn't stop it at all. And to have 4 points from 4 rides is garbage. So, yeah, I'm really struggling for words without saying stuff that I'm allowed to say on TV.
Right, well, we'll go before we swear, but the new point system, it may not all be over, and still an awful long way to go yet, so keep your chin up, and we know you've got it in the bag.
Yeah, 100%, you know, it's always a long season, so I guess it's nice to get this one out of the way, and after the weekend I've had, you know, the van breaking down, forgetting my passport and all that sort of stuff, it's been a nightmare. So.
It's done, mate, so move on. Good luck.
Been a difficult weekend for the 3-time former world champion, but we know he'll bounce back in 2 weeks' time in Warsaw. Boys are making their way round to the start line. We've got less than a minute before the first semi-final gets underway. Leon Madsen on the inside. He's enjoyed a good night. Maciej Janowski topped the charts. He goes out of gate number 2 in blue. Anders Thompson coming out of gate number 3 in white. And on the outside, Robert Lambert, who qualified on 7 points. He goes off the outside in yellow. Can Robert make the final? That really would be a turnaround after a disappointing last couple of rides.
As I was saying, brave move to allow Leon Madsen on the inside. He's made pretty good starts tonight. He's got a lot of speed.
Yeah.
As we were saying, Anders Thompson's in the ascendancy. He's got better and better and better as the night's gone on. So, yeah.
Difficult to call. Difficult to call.
You know, you put yourself in the middle of that. I would have been tempted to go off gate 1, but there we go.
Absolutely. But Janowski didn't hesitate. He went for gate number 2. Settling down. Green light is about to come on. It's on. Tapes are up. Away they go. Neck and neck to the first corner. Janowski just about. What a move from Lambert. Lambert now up the inside. Now Janowski. Thompson round the outside. Janowski. Thompson neck and neck through turns 3 and 4 in the opening lap. They complete the lap. Thompson hits the front. What a night of Speedway. He's enjoying the Danish rider. Now Janowski responding very, very tight as they go down the back straight for the second time.
Janowski's going to push him all the way because there's just nothing in this race. He doesn't want to put himself vulnerable to be overtaken again and miss out on a final spot, but he can't quite find the pace to get himself past.
He's faster than Thompson.
He just can't get himself past him.
He doesn't want to go outside. Keep your eyes on Leon Madsen. Madsen now working hard on the outside. 1 lap to go in the first semi-final. Out in front, Anders Thompson is riding supremely well. Janowski down the back straight. Leon Madsen now 1 corner to go. Don't think he's going to get there. Anders Thompson and Janowski through to the final. What a night for Anders Thompson. You've got to praise that boy. After a desperately disappointing start in his first ride where he just literally roared through the tapes, he comes through in flying colours and finds himself in the final alongside Maciej Janowski. What a ride from Anders Thompson.
Brilliant night. As I said, he's been looking for a little bit more speed out of his bikes in the last week and started testing a few different engines, but yeah, it does a great job. And it looked like Leon Madsen had made the best reaction there, but Janowski just works the bike, finds his way through the gap, but Anders Thompson all the time is just building that momentum, taking the wide line, using the dirt, that little bit of extra grip that's out there, not a lot after the track grade, and it does get very tight going into turn 3, but Anders Thompson, as we've said, you know, he's just getting faster and faster, that confidence is building.
It is indeed. That was a terrific effort from the Danish rider, coming through in flying colours to make the final here this evening after it was all doom and gloom earlier on in the evening.
I was talking to Hans Nielsen earlier today, the Danish team manager, and he said that he wanted to get a Dane in every final throughout the year, and he felt that with the 3 he's got, he could do that.
Yeah, well, so far so good. We're up at tape semi-final number 2. Thompson's through to the final. His work is not done yet. So on the inside, Anders Thompson, good winning time. Maciej Janowski in second. Leon Madsen and Robert Lambert missing out this time. Semi-final number 2 then, and it's got something to live up to. Semi-final run going very nicely indeed. Mikael Mikkelsen is on the inside here because Bartosz Smarslik actually chose to go out at gate number 2, as did his compatriot in semi-final number 1. In the inside, Mikael Mikkelsen in red. On gate number 2 in blue is Bartosz Smarslik. Gate number 3 in white is Matej Zagar. Good night for him so far. And on the outside, we've got Jason Doyle, who once again, like Robert Lambert, got in here on 7 points. But Doyley, maybe something stunning in that first corner. Maybe could he force his way through into the top 2? I'm sure this is going to be action-packed, Chris.
We haven't seen a dull race all night, Kelvin, and this isn't going to be one.
No, it isn't. This lineup is strong. There's no question about that. Heart rates, well, not too bad. Probably I could just about cope with 163. 163. Settling down now. Not too long now before the green light comes on. There it is. Whoa, long pause. And away they go. Bartosz Smarslik out of gate number 2 makes a terrific start. Fires himself into that first corner. Roars down the back straight. And he hits the front. He's pulling away. Mikael Mikkelsen now settling in second place. Zagar's out wide. Doyle's at the back. Got to say from there, going to be a hard man to pass. Bartosz Smarslik. Terrific start. He's looking better and better the longer the night goes on, Bartosz Smarslik.
And how often do we say it? You know, he'll just keep working with his pit crew, finding every advantage he can. He looks very comfortable out front. Fair to say Matej Zagar hasn't given up, but I just don't think he can find that pace now.
Yeah, just over a lap to go. Smarslik looking good. Mikael Mikkelsen also settled nicely in second place. Zagar trying everything he knows back in third place, but just not able to land a blow. So it's looking like we're going to get a second Polish rider through to the final this evening. And Bartosz Smarslik wins. He's through to the final. Mikael Mikkelsen follows him home in second place. He joins Bartosz Smarslik in the final tonight. Matej Zagar will be disappointed. I'm sure he was desperate to make the final. He'll do a lap of honour and wave goodbye to his fans before he goes back to the pits. But Bartosz Smarslik in his last 3 outings really has come on strong. And you've got to believe that the rest of the opposition, the other 3 riders in the final, will be concerned. Here we see it again, Chris.
Yeah, cracking stuff from Smarslik. He's just, he's looking, you know, more and more comfortable with the conditions, comfortable with his bike as the night's gone on. One thing that he's lacking a little bit, not so much in this race, but he's not made consistent starts tonight, which is always good for us watching.
Certainly is.
It provides the entertainment for us. And this race settled down fairly early on. Zagar kept having a go, and there he is just riding around the track.
Well, he's had a good night.
Yeah, he's pulling a few wheelies, and the fans here love him. But this race was all about these 2, Smarslik, Mikkelsen in the final.
Was indeed, and Smarslik through to the final where he expected to see him. And joined by the European champion, Mikael Mikkelsen, riding strongly this evening. And there will be another Danish rider in there as well. So 2 Danes making the final this evening, with Anders Thompson coming through in fine style in the first semi-final. And fans now, here we see the result. Bartosz Smarslik winning in fine style. Mikael Mikkelsen comfortably through in second place. Zagar just missing out, but he's had a good night. He'll be pleased with that as wild card. And Jason Doyle, unfortunately, not just being quiet at the races in the latter part of the meeting. Started well, but faded away, but made the semi-finals. Picked up some good World Championship points. We will see the boys coming forward very shortly for the final. No track rating now for the final. We will see Smarslik come forward for the first pick. Anders Thompson will have the second one. And it'll be interesting to see if Smarslik goes for gate number 2 once again. He made a good run to the first corner out of gate 2 that last time.
Yeah, I think both Janoski and Smarslik proved that possibly is the gate to have right now.
Well, yeah, although you've got to give a lot of credit to Thompson. Thompson coming through there, I mean, proving that you can win from another gate, that's for sure. But I suspect that the inside gates will be favoured by the boys that get the preferable picks, the first picks, no question.
And the track's not going to be graded by the looks of things before the final.
They never do
so
now.
That's a good thing. That's the right way of doing things.
Yeah. So we will be waiting patiently now before the boys come forward to make their choices. Fans have had a wonderful time. The sound system, the enthusiasm from all concerned has really made this a terrific night to be at. It's been an event. It's been something to really remember. And these fans will go home and say that they have witnessed something pretty special. One big race to go. First final of the year here in Gorican in Croatia. It's been a fabulous night of Speedway. It's a new era of Speedway for Discovery Sports events, and they will be delighted, I'm sure. There would have been some nerves, a little bit of anxiety kicking about, there's no doubt about that. But crikey, they've come out with a real special event, so they can be proud of themselves. I'm sure they will be. Touch relieved as well, I suggest. But
very much so, I think. They've worked very hard for this event, first one, and they've pulled it off. It's been absolutely fantastic. Truly successful weekend. It's just a shame that we've got to wait 2 weeks for the next one.
Yeah, but it would maybe take a couple of weeks to get over this one. I'm going to be quite tired by the time we get home. It's going to be a long weekend. There's been a lot to do today with the qualifying in the middle of the day, and the track has held up really well.
Fantastically well. Brilliant race surface.
Yep, so fans just taking a few breaths, a little bit of refreshment before the final.
The first rider to select start position for the final, Bartosz Zmarzlik, selects blue.
Zmarzlik, no surprise at all, will come out of gate number 2. No hesitation from him.
Poker face on.
Yeah, poker face on. Well, this is the business end of the meeting.
Second choice for the gate pick for the final, Anders Thompson selects white.
Oh.
Well, he made that work previously and quite clearly feels comfortable there, so replicating his semi-final start position.
Third choice for the final gate pick is Maciej Janowski. Magic selects red.
No hesitation from Janowski, goes straight for the inside gate.
And final pick for the final gate choice is Mikael Mikkelsen, who selects yellow.
No choice for Mikkelsen. He had to go for the outside gate. So the 2 Danish riders on gates 3 and 4 and the Polish boys on gates 1 and 2. And really has been a terrific night of Speedway. And the final actually has got something to live up to because we have had some sensational Speedway.
Poland v Denmark, who's coming out on top.
Yeah, well, I would say the stats would suggest probably that Poland should win it. But it isn't one on paper, it's one on shale over 4 laps. But my feeling is, my instinct is that Bartosz Zmarzlik is just narrowly the favourite to pick up his first Grand Prix win of the season. Janowski showed some stunning speed earlier on tonight, but just dropped a couple of points later on, but he's there in the final. Maximum score, of course, you're going to get here for a win. It's 20 World Championship points, 18 for second, 16 for third, 14 for fourth. So this is where you want to be for those big point scores. And for Bartosz Zmarzlik, of course, the red-hot favourite for this year's championship, will be very keen to get his campaign off and sort of set a marker down for the season.
It's not far away now. I can see Maciej Janowski, Anders Thompson looking over the fence now, just trying to set their mindset on that first turn.
Bartosz Zmarzlik is now in his 39th final. He's actually won 15 of them, Chris, so he's had a pretty decent record. He does indeed, and this is the 26th final for Maciej Janowski, and he goes off the inside and he's won 8 Grand Prix. Anders Thompson, well, he's made 1 final and he hasn't won one yet, so maybe tonight could very much be his. And Mikael Mikkelsen, the European champion, certainly he hasn't made a final, so this is his first final outing tonight, so he'll be looking to get on, at the very least, to get on the rostrum. Always disappointing to miss out on the rostrum when you are in the final. Of course, you finished 4th, you still had a good night, but you miss out on all the glory of standing on the box.
Yeah, as you say, it's been a good night, but you finished with a last place.
Yeah, it's,
you know, that's what you remember.
Sure, exactly. It's not what you want. Riders out on track. We've had a great night of Speedway. We have had a fabulous evening.
Fantastic.
And the crowd have just loved every moment of it. There's no doubt about it. And we have been, I certainly have been pleasantly surprised of how good the racing has been here in Godashan this evening. It has been truly outstanding. And we've got approximately 60 seconds to determine the first winner of the 2022 World Championship Grand Prix campaign. And it's
got to ask you, Kelvin, who's it going to be?
Oh, well, I've got to put... my favourite is Bartosz Zmarzlik.
Well, since you've taken Zmarzlik, I said it earlier, he could be a spoiler. I'm going to go with Thompson.
Yep, and I can understand that. He has ridden... On the inside, Maciej Janowski out of gate number 1 in red. Gate 2 in blue is Bartosz Zmarzlik. Gate 3 in white is Anders Thompson. And off the outside in yellow is Mikko Mikkelsen, who's ridden really nicely. The two-time European champion, actually, has ridden superbly well. Plenty of work going on the start. Nerves there. Janowski, once again, his heart rate right up there, 172. Bartosz Zmarzlik, I mean, he's so calm. He's 136. You wouldn't know he's just gone for a little jog around the park. And he comes out of gate number 2. Anders Thompson. Mikko Mikkelsen. Can Thompson do something spectacular? Can he win his first Grand Prix, his second final in his career? Or will it be Mikko Mikkelsen in his debut in the final? Fantastic. Janowski's ready. Start Marshall's getting a little impatient, wants the boys to settle down. They're close between gates 2 and 3, that's for sure. Green light's about to come on. Here we go. The grand final. Tapes are up and away they go. Janowski makes a good jump, but Zmarzlik's there. Oh, down they go. Mikkelsen's gone down. Bit of contact between Thompson and Mikkelsen on the way to the first turn. First corner incident of the night. We've had to wait until heat 23 before any first turn drama. What are your thoughts there, Chris?
I need to see it again, but I've got a feeling that there's a definite case for all 4 back. That's what I'd like to see. But of course, we need to take another look at it, really.
All 4. That's my instinct. All 4 back. Here we see it again, mate.
Yeah, they come from the start. Pretty even break, as you would expect in a final. Ooh, I don't know. I need to see some closer angles of that one. He could go. Very even break from the start. Zmarzlik working the clutch hard. Anders Thompson got the front wheel in the air, maybe for too long, but this is where it happens. Mikkelsen, yeah, he's trying to come across. You'd expect that. It's a Grand Prix final. There's going to need to be contact here. And I'm not. There could be. I can't see from there. There really could be.
Well, Chris, I've got to say that I think it will probably be all 4.
There's contact. I think it should be all 4.
Yeah, referee's made his decision. We're having that confirmed now. Jesper Steentoft has made his decision, and we will see all 4 riders back at tapes, which is a good news. We want to see 4 riders in the final.
He hasn't had much to do tonight, but he's made the right decision there.
It's been a pretty cool night, actually, for the referee. He hasn't had too many awkward decisions to make, that's for sure. And in truth, my instinct was there straight away that we would see all 4 riders back in the rerun. Slight delay here with Mikkelsen just making his way back to his pit bay. Very impressive pit bays, I must say, brand new. Very, very impressive indeed. But it's an opportunity for his team. This is an issue where now Phil Morris is kind of in charge. He will give the nod to the referee when he feels that a sufficient amount of time has passed for Mikko Mikkelsen to get his equipment ready for the rerun. So he'll keep.
The director determines the time.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. So
that's how it should be.
Yeah. So he's in the pits there, keeping an eye on the work that's going on. Mikko Mikkelsen's bike. We're seeing it again.
Yeah. Mikko Mikkelsen tries to come across. You know, that's what you've got to do. It's a Grand Prix final.
Could he have been excluded? Could he have been excluded for that?
It would have been very, very harsh.
Okay. All right. Yeah, just playing devil's advocate.
Yeah, he's he's been ridden into. The bottom line is he hasn't darted right across. Yes, he's come across a bit. He's had to straighten up, but at the end of the day, there's been contact.
It's the right call. It's the right call.
Yeah, I agree with
definitely. And we will see both of the Danish riders back up at tapes. Mikkelsen just giving himself a few moments
down.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
And your work for the mechanics, got to check everything now.
Yeah, make sure there's some fuel in it.
yeah. Very important, that.
What are they up to there? What are they up to there? What are they getting? You know, they're putting fuel in the bike, obviously.
Putting fuel in. Obviously, they're cooling the clutch. There can sometimes be a little bit of clutch damage when the bike goes down like that because it falls straight onto the clutch. It's the first thing that takes the impact. Yeah, the clock's running down, just over a minute and a half, but I think they've got this covered.
Yeah.
Hans Nielsen there.
Minute and a half to go. Minute and a half to go for all 4 riders to be at tapes. They must be at tapes. Bartosz Marslik takes the short route and is already there up at tapes, ready to go. And Matsej Janowski arriving also on the inside. Anders Thompson is just gently making his way round. Just over a minute to go before Mikael Mikkelsen needs to be back at tape. Second time of asking. On the inside in red is Matsej Janowski. Gate number 2 in blue, Bartosz Marslik. Gate number 3 in white is Anders Thompson. And Mikael Mikkelsen, who is now entering the arena, will go from the outside in yellow. And will he stay on his motorbike this time? Hugely competitive race. The nerves are jangling now. Second time of asking, Chris.
Yeah, first attempt was a very even break. Got to say, I think it will be again.
Yeah, I fancied the man in blue, that's for sure, Bartosz Marslik. But as I say, at this sudden death now, really have got to keep your nerves together. Got to say that 180 heart rate there. I wonder if that machine is correct, because I'm going to say 180 beats per minute. Certainly Matsej Janowski, his heart is pounding away there on the inside. Settling down, second time of asking, the grand final, opening round of the World Championship. Here we go! Away they go to the first turn. Bartosz Marslik, fabulous start from gate number 2. Here they come up the inside, Anders Thompson. Oh! Wow, how tight was that? Mikael Mikkelsen, excuse me, it was Mikkelsen who forced his way to second place. Janowski now trying round the outside. Bartosz Marslik's away. He's got the victory in his back pocket. Now Janowski responds, roaring round the outside. Will it be a Polish 1-2? But once again, Mikkelsen's there. Janowski now switches to the inside, Chris.
Yeah, Marslik took him quite a while this evening to find the perfect setup, but look at him going away in a class field. These guys have all been fast tonight, but Marslik really comfortably out front, and it looks like Janowski's settled down for second place this evening. The Dane's scrapping it out at the back.
Down the back straight for the last time of the evening. Bartosz Marslik absolutely in a class of his own in the final. Comes out of the last corner, and Bartosz Marslik wins in Croatia here in Goroshan this evening. Fabulous effort once again. The former world champion coming alive. Longer the meeting went on, the better he got. Superb stuff from Bartosz Marslik. Matsej Janowski's strong performance back in second place. A Polish 1-2 on the evening. And there Mikael Mikkelsen in third, and Anders Thompson just missing out on the rostrum.
What a performance. All day he's been on top of his game. Marslik topped the qualifying and now wins the Grand-Prix. Fantastic start to the series for him.
Well, totally dominant. Fastest man in the qualifying, took the start position number 5, comes through in flying colours in the final. Sensational start, celebrates with his team. They'll be delighted. He will have a massive weight of expectation this year, but this man, he can cope with it. He's shown he can.
He couldn't have made a better start.
And for Bartosz Marslik, he's just thrown the gauntlet down. Come and get me if you can. Chris, what a performer.
Yeah, brilliant, brilliant. And he had to work for the points. It's not like he just made cracking starts all night. He was winning races from 4th.
He was indeed. He saw some stunning performances, you're right.
Janoski, can he find that? Can he find the consistency to take the fight to Smarslik?
Well, he started well.
Yep.
And in 2 weeks' time, in his own country in Warsaw, we will see if he can back it up and produce another display, something like that. We know that Smarslik can. He's overjoyed. He's delighted. Now we're seeing a bit of emotion. That poker face, I would suggest, has just slipped a moment. Mickelson in third. Thompson, well, Thompson's done extraordinarily well to make the final. Fair play to him after such a disappointing night. Here we see it again.
Yeah, Anders Thompson's taking the long way round, but he just can't generate that speed against a quality lineup in the final. But Bartosz Smarslik, he needed to make at least one more decent start tonight, and that was it. When the pressure was on, he knew what he was doing. And you can see there Mikkel Mickelson just looking for a way up the inside. And at that point, just can't find his way past Janoski. Cracking night for Janoski. At times, he's been exceedingly quick.
Yeah, and we've seen that before from him, and he's ridden nicely. But I think that there's no question that it's been a fabulous night of Grand-Prix Speedway. And it's been, you haven't been able to take your eyes off of it all night long. And now we've got the presentation to come. But that man, absolutely outstanding. You've got to feel for Artem Laguta now. I've got to make a mention of it because he was the only one last year that could keep the same pace. He's not here. And somebody, maybe it could be Janoski, has got to be able to try and put some pressure on Bartosz Smarslik. But Smarslik, with all the red-hot favourite coming in, produces a stunning display here this evening. All the press, all the photographers now rushing out to try and get the best pictures of the boys up on the rostrum. The celebrations are not too far away. Here we see the World Championship points, 20 for Smarslik, 18 for Janoski, 16 for Mickelson, Thompson on 14, Madsen, Zagar, Lambert, Jason Doyle, all respectively there, but Smarslik goes away from round number 1 as the championship leader. Can't do better than that. So, there we see it, disappointment for Woofenden, but he'll bounce back in a couple of weeks. But, well, great scenes out on the podium there. We're waiting for riders to come up. I'm sure there'll be some interviews as well that we will hear from the winner. I'm sure we'll be hearing from Bartosz Smarslik very soon. And it's customary that the interview is done pretty much directly after the final. We're just waiting for that to happen. I can see him getting into position.
So here we have the winner round 1 here in Croatia, Bartosz Smarslik. How good does that feel?
Oh, hello everyone. I'm very happy because the whole meeting I'm so have a bad start. But today evening in the gate 2 in the final 2 times make it the best start, and I'm very happy about it. And I never win GP the first round, and today I make it, and I'm very happy.
Yes, you're saying you weren't making good starts, so did you feel an awful lot of pressure to make the right gate choice in that final?
What?
Did you feel a lot of pressure to make the correct choice of the gate position?
What the pressure? I'm joking.
You deal with the pressure pretty good.
I don't looking for this one. I want to make it my job because I love it Speedway, and that's it.
Well done, Bartosz, and good luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Bartosz Smarslik, the winner here in Croatia, the opening round of the 2022 World Speedway Championship. A terrific effort from him. You can see there the big beaming smile. He's absolutely delighted.
The poker face has dropped.
It has indeed. It just slipped. Be back in 2 weeks' time, that's for sure, in Warsaw. So now, Mikkel Mickelson making his way forward. Good effort from the European champion. 3rd place for him on the night. That's good work, hard move early in the final to force his way through into a rostrum place. I thought for a moment he was going to get the better of Janoski.
Yeah, chased him down. He's had speed all night, but Janoski also having speed, but
great effort.
See Mikkel Mickelson up there.
Yeah, first final and he gets on the rostrum. He'll be pleased. He'll be very pleased with that. Yeah, great effort from Mikkel Mikkelsen. And more to come from him. Mats Janowski, a very good opening round for him. We've seen him do it before, of course, but at times tonight he really did very
well
impressed.
last year as well.
He did, yeah, so time will tell, but second place tonight, he'll be pleased with that. But now the main man of the night, Bartosz Marslik. He'll stand on top of the box. He's got used to that.
Yeah, top spot.
He's won a lot of Grand Prix already in his short career. That's his 16th win of his career. Wow. And we are not too far away from the Polish national anthem. And we'll be hearing that very shortly. But a terrific night for Bartosz Marslik. Well, there we are, the national anthem. We may get used to hearing that this year.
Something tells me Bartosz Marslik wants his crown back.
He does, and he could have won 3 on the spin, but it wasn't to be. But could it be his 3rd championship in 2022? There's no question he started in very fine style. We've got more trophies and goodies to be handed out now for the top 3. And got to say that the boys are coming forward. They've got some nice gifts from organisers and such like. Mikkel Mikkelsen in 3rd place, a good effort from him.
He'll be happy with that.
He will be, because it's his first final, and you know, I was surprised actually when I saw that stat. I thought, yeah, maybe he's made one, but no. And to make the rostrum, he'll be really buoyed by that, and that will be a big confidence booster for him. Janowski in 2nd place. Well, he's used to winning Grand Prix, but 2nd place tonight. He'll take a lot of store from that, and 18 World Championship points. He'll be chuffed to bits with that. But there's something rather ominous about the gentleman that's standing in the middle there, on top of the box in the winning position. Bartosz Marslik, very accustomed to being in that position. He knows what it's all about. He has the hunger, he has the desire.
Certainly has that.
To win, and he wants more.
Fastest man this afternoon. Winning this evening from the back, from the front.
Unstoppable in the end, in actual fact, wasn't he? He just was irresistible. As I say, 7 rides tonight, and the last 3 were really quite stunning, and there was really no holding him back. Great night at Speedway, as I said. It was been a wonderful, enjoyable night. Most people staying to watch the ceremony. There'll be a selfie moment, I'm sure, and a champagne moment to come.
Champagne selfie.
Yeah. Here we see champagne being delivered, and we will watch them just celebrate in style. Special moments these. They don't have a long time to actually celebrate. These boys, are quite a lot of them will be riding tomorrow in Poland.
Guys.
They are very busy people indeed, and they've got a long journey back to Poland. A light show, great shots.
Wonderful end to a wonderful night.
Yeah, terrific night of Speedway. We will see you in Warsaw in a fortnight's time, where we will see all the action repeated again. And we've been to the Narodowy there more than once, and we've seen some terrific Speedway there. So, Chris, summing up, your thoughts on the night?
Fantastic racing, fantastic event, deserved winner, and I'm looking forward to the next one.
Absolutely right. So, I'm pleased, I really hope that you've enjoyed the night. And we will see you in just a couple of weeks' time, where we will do it all again in round number 2 in Warsaw.
after round 1 of FIM Speedway Grand Prix. What an amazing night, what a great race we had, such a beautiful opening to the new era of Speedway. And I'm joined by FIM Speedway Grand Prix ambassador, once again, Speedway legend Tony Rickardsson. Tony, when you see all that, did it cross your mind that you would like to come back to that series?
Not as a rider, but I was extremely happy and pleased to see the whole event. I think it was on the track. There was so many exciting races. The all-in-all impression was super tonight.
Yeah, exactly. If you look at all those new setups, new pits, everything that's going on the track and in the center green, for example, and all these lights and atmosphere, what do you think about it in general?
Well, the whole thing gives an extra buzz for me as being here at the place and just listen to the good sound of the music, to the bike, to the crowd. The whole experience, I felt lifted quite a bit.
I think we are very happy about how it all turned out. So now, if you excuse me, we will go to the pits because I know Scott Nichols is ready with the 4th place of tonight, Anders Thompson.
Yeah, Marcelino, I'm with Anders now. Anders, you made one final last year in Togliatti, 3rd place. You start the season. I know you're gutted not to have been on the podium, but to make the final in the opening round, you've got to be happy.
Of course I'm happy. I have a really, really bad start of the season. So I've been working really hard together with my boys the last week, and we find something working good now. And yeah, I'm really happy that I go to the final today.
Good. You have to do the work on the bike, but you just touched on your team. How important, how much of a role do your mechanics and your crew around you play?
Yeah, of course you need to do the job on the bike, but I will say 75% in the top game is the engine. It's all about how to have the good setups and so on. And as I said, me and my team have really good friendship and work really good together. So I'm really happy that I go to the final today.
And so today, was your goal before the meeting? Can you say now, was it to make the final or was it a semi-final? Did you have a goal before tonight?
My goal was actually make the semi-final. But from last year to now, I'm not nervous anymore when I'm racing the Grand Prix. So I also think that helps me a lot. So yeah, my goal was the semi.
Well, that's great to hear, mate. Thank you and good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, and I'm joined by the winner of tonight of the 1st round of Speedway Grand Prix here in Croatia, Bartosz Marslik. Hello, Bartek.
Hello.
Not a bad start to the new era of Speedway for you. So how did you feel today at this track here in Goričan?
I want to say that after practice not so very happy because I make it the best time, but this is nothing today. But I'm feeling on the bike today in this track, so not so the best because the too short, too hard corner, and the many months ago don't use it the same track. And yesterday I been the Grudziądz, so little bit the longer, and for me so too small place for the few first laps. But I'm good feeling after the 4 first racing. And for me, so what the important, so the best making the start and the final. And for me, this is so now it's feeling.
Exactly. We just wanted to say that you're the one who knows how to manage nerves and don't panic when it comes to a more difficult situation, because you know when to pick up when it matters the most. As you said, in the final race, that was the most important. And so we also saw that when you checked your heartbeat just right before the final, you were quite calm. So how do you keep that nerves?
This is normal. Again, the next meeting and the next hits. And I feeling now a little bit more fun and more easy because I'm being final about 33 times. And I think so, again, the next one, so more easy for the head. And I know that I'm everything how I can, but nothing must. And for me, so very important this works, and yeah, I'm only looking for this.
Exactly. You know, you said that before. You mentioned that you don't put any extra pressure on yourself. It's just the beginning of the season, of the new era of Speedway. And I just wanted to ask you about the whole impression, about how it all looks now. What do you think?
I don't looking for this one, really.
Okay.
I want to the good fun about Speedway, and tomorrow good fun with my son, and that's it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Bartosz. Congratulations once again.
Thank you
Just
very
keep
much.
it going like that. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And we are going to Scott and Kelvin, if I heard correctly. They have some information for us.
Yes, thanks, Marcelina. I'm joined with Kelvin. Kelvin, fantastic opening round to this new era of Speedway. Great night's racing. Does Zmarzlik stand out as a favourite to you?
I think he came in as a favourite, Scott. You know, with the Russians being suspended, there's no question that, you know, the form of Zmarzlik last year, ordinarily probably would have won the World Championship last season. But overall, I thought it was a fabulous night of Speedway. You know, it burst into life, and the racing just got better and better the longer the evening went on. So a great opening round.
I have to say I was a bit sceptical at first, thought track slick, is it going to be a bit processional, but far from it. Obviously you guys in commentary, Zmarzlik pulling out the moves, Mikkelson's gating was unreal. Janowski started off the season fantastically well again, but is that mid-season curse going to happen, or do you he's override that now?
Well, let's hope not, because we need competition. We need to keep Bartosz Zmarzlik very honest, don't we? We want to see him really work for his wins. And for Janowski's sake, you know, it's such a topic of conversation. It must play on his mind. So I do hope that he is able to maintain a consistent high standard. But on the evidence of tonight, we've seen once again what a great rider he is. Super effort from Mikkelsen. First final, made third place. Good effort.
Yeah, great night. Well, talking of magic, let's hope he can keep that form going. He's in his home country of Warsaw for the next round, and he's in the studio, Marcelina.
Yes, exactly. I'm here with Maciej Janowski, second place tonight in Goryczan. Maciej, so tell me, how did you find it today at this track in Millennium Stadium? Because it seems like you knew exactly where to go to overtake at the outside. You trusted this track very much.
Yeah, I trust my feeling, actually. That was a very good night. Actually, qualification, we finished on 9th place, but actually, I was feeling very good on my bike. I didn't was sure about the start because all my practice starts I was like maybe not the best, but then when we go to the tape, I choose good spots, choose good lines on the track. My bike was working very well, so that was a very tough night. Maybe some mistakes on the end of the. On the end of the night, and but yeah, I'm very happy with my points and with that meeting tonight.
What do you think, or how many adjustments did you have to make throughout the night? Because the temperature was getting different, and also the track was changing a little bit, and it seems like you had to make lots of adjustments to the bike.
Actually, we tried a few things, but we didn't change anything crazy, you know, just small changes to the one side and then to the other side. So my bike was working very good from the beginning, so we didn't need to change much.
Thank you so much, Maciej. Congratulations once again. And now we're going to hear from the biggest surprises, I think, of tonight, Freddie Lindgren and Ty Wolfenden, who didn't make it to the semi-finals.
So, Freddie, a tough opening night in the first round 2022 series, but still an awful long way to go. Have you put your finger on what the problems were tonight?
Nah, I reckon my fourth heater just came a heat win, and I think the engine seized up or something on lap 2. I just managed to get it onto the line, and then it was really close. I was straight off the grading in the next round from the outside on the spare bike, and that was that, I guess.
Yeah, it's always tough when you've got to change bikes. I guess obviously you felt comfortable on that one. Like I say, still a long way to go. We can look forward to Warsaw. How do you feel about going to Warsaw as a track you like and enjoy?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward. I'm glad to be back in the GP series, and I'm going to go everywhere to try and win.
That's what we're here for. Just quickly, you really struggled with long COVID the last couple of years. How are you feeling right now? You good to go?
Yeah, no, I feel very, very good. I've had a really tough time the past 2 years, especially last year. Was really struggling with the lung damage and all sorts, but fit and ready now.
Well, struggling and still in that top part of the World Championships, it can't be too bad. Good luck for the remainder of the series.
Thank you.
Ty Witherden, certainly not the start to the Grand Prix series you wanted in 2022.
Nah, garbage, mate. We tried a lot of things and didn't have any, like everything we did, we couldn't get the bike to go forward. So that's why I'm stood here right now.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, without going into too much detail, but can you pin it down? Do you feel you had too much power or was it not enough?
Too much. I tried everything I could to stop it, but we went one sprocket down, high jet, small jet, high ignition, low ignition, just couldn't stop it at all. And to have 4 points from 4 rides is garbage. So yeah, I'm really struggling for words without saying stuff that I'm allowed to say on TV.
Right, well, we'll go before we swear, but the new point system, it may not all be over, and still an awful long way to go yet, so keep your chin up, and we know you got it in the bag.
Yeah, 100%, you know, it's always a long season, so I guess it's nice to get this one out of the way, and after the weekend I've had, you know, with the van breaking down, forgetting my passport and all that sort of stuff, it's been a nightmare. So.
It's done, mate, so move on. Good luck.
Thank you so much, Scott. I'm joined now by a third place of tonight, Mikkel Mikkelsen. Mikkel, congratulations, because it's not a bad start to make your return to the Speedway Grand Prix series, isn't it?
No, thank you very much. Yeah, you know, it was a long night, tricky conditions out there. It was very slick. You know, a little bit of nerves, first GP of the season, and yeah, there was a few mistakes out there, but you know, overall I got to be, you know, very satisfied. Make the semi-final and then make the final. That's really nice.
Was the track a little bit tricky for you guys to find the right setups for it?
You know, it's the same for everyone. Obviously, we're professionals and we should be able to get it working out there, but it was tricky. The track was changing a lot, especially after track ratings. It was very greasy, and you know, if you had one of the outside gates, especially gate 4 after grading, it was hard work. But like I said, it's the same for everyone. There's no excuse, and at the end of the day, you know, it's pretty good.
And as you said, it was a little bit of a pressure, nerves, especially in the final heat when there was that incident in the first corner. But I hope you're all right.
Yeah, you know, this is the World Championship. Everyone want to win, and it was a tight first corner. I thought I had a good start and could get over Anders, but unfortunately just ran out of room, and yeah, all fall back. Made an even worse start in the rerun, but made a good first corner. Was sitting in P2 behind Bartek, but I felt slow and I felt like I was spinning, and made a small little mistake, and Magic came through. But yeah, you know, overall P3, I'm chuffed to bits with that.
Exactly. To mark the podium in the first round of Speedway Grand Prix is always great. Thank you so much, and congratulations once again. We're gonna move back to the pit area for another interviews from Robert Lambert and Leon Madsen.
Robert, go out in the semi-finals, but I'm sure before we come in round 1, if you'd been told you'd made the semis, you'd have took that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, probably, but that was the goal, to make a semi, and I only got in there just to, you know, picking my teeth. But yeah, semi's a semi, but couldn't really make it work.
No, but you just said there, the semi was the goal, and you only just made it, but just counts. You've still got an awful lot to build on going into the next round in Warsaw.
Yeah, definitely, and you know, Warsaw is an exciting event and big atmosphere, so definitely looking forward to that, and yeah, just take the experience from today.
So where do you feel it went wrong? You started off like a demon, and then it kind of just, I know I'm putting you on the spot, but kind of the wheels fell off a little bit. You regrouped, but where did it go wrong in the middle section?
You know, we was making steps forwards, just made a couple of mistakes on track, and yeah, we was making steps forwards with the decisions we was making, but yeah, just didn't work out in the end. And then before my last race, changing off the bike and need to use the second bike, and wasn't working how the first bike was, and yeah, still lucky to get in the semi, and then we tried to regroup for a semi, but you know, coming off gate 4 was a bit of a mission.
It's going to be tough, but you made this semi, and good luck for the rest of the series. Thanks for joining me.
Thanks, guys.
So, Leon, feeling under the weather, but you still managed to make a semi-final, so close to final. Probably a little bit of a mixed emotion for you right now?
Only mixed emotion, because, you know, when you almost, you know, are there, you want more, yeah. But if you told me yesterday I would get away from here today, I think with 12 points, then I would take it, you know. So overall, I'm very happy.
Yeah, as always, look at the positives, like you say, feeling under the weather. So 12 points is a great haul from the round 1 in the GPs. What did you make of the track tonight? Slick, but looked like it was producing some great race lines.
Yeah, very slick, and I think tracks like that always produce great racing. So yeah, it was a good racing track, and a bit to the very slick side, especially after the track service when they put the water. It got a little bit icy, or like, yeah, icy. So, but good track, you know, a good event, good meeting, and like I said, I'm happy with my 12 points. Obviously, I would have liked to get more, but when you take consideration how I've been feeling the week up till this event, I'm very happy for my points.
Did you feel the gates had a real emphasis tonight, or due to the way the track and the race lines were, the gate positions weren't so important as they are in some places?
I think they were very important tonight, and if you didn't make the start, it was difficult, especially when you get out after the water. But there was some lines, you know, to chase, and you could pass, like you said. So, not like in Speedway, you know, 90% is about the skating.
It is. Well, good luck for the next rounds, and thank you for joining me.
And we are back to our studio, joined by another great guest. Too many legends of Speedway in the square meter, I gotta say. Hans Nielsen is here with us, and Greg Hancock. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
That was a stunning night. I'm sure you'll agree with me, and I'll start with Hans, because for Danes, it was definitely a night to remember. Mikkel Mikkelsen came in third. Anders Tofsen, after a very difficult beginning, made it to the final and ended up fourth. So what do you think about their performance?
Well, it's been a great night for all of them. I know that obviously they're a little disappointed in the end, but they did well. Get 3 in the semi-finals and 2 in the final is great. And of course, Poland did extremely well, winning obviously 1 and 2. But you know, I think we can at least boast that we had 3 in the top 5, and Poland only 2. But no, so it was really good, and I think obviously with Anders coming back after his exclusion was extremely incredible that he qualified, and I mean, he was so fast out there after exclusion. The latter races, he was really fighting all the way, and great to see.
You were talking with them throughout the meetings. Did you notice that they were a little bit nervous about all that? Because the opening round always brings lots of emotion.
Yeah, of course they're nervous, but you've got to be nervous, and you know, you got their adrenaline is flowing, and that, you know, makes you ride better. And but they, apart from Anders with that exclusion, you know, they were sort of cruising through, I would say, with Leon and Mikkel going to the semifinals. So yes, the pressure was on, but that's what this is about. You know, the racing was incredible out there, and it made it possible for especially Anders to come from the back when he missed the gates a couple of times, and the same with Leon and Mikkel. Mikkel made some really good starts, and they really got mixed in there with the others, and I think we got to thank you know, the Paolicki family for producing this great stadium, and the track was really good for racing, and you know, we came here in the spring having our camp with you know, our 3 Grand Prix riders as well, and obviously that was, I think, a great advantage as well.
Yeah, it was exactly a stunning night. Greg, I need to ask you, because before we get into tonight, I need to ask you about what you said some time ago, that you would love to have to be 15 again to take part in this entire project of Speedway Grand Prix 2, 3, and down to the Speedway Grand Prix 4, all that system. Yeah, it is something really incredible.
Well, exactly, and the reality of it tonight, coming here and seeing this show, you know, it just made it that much worse. You know, if I could start life all again, this would just be, I'd be giving Hans a run for his money. No, this was great. They did a fabulous job. The whole arena, everything around it. There's such a great vibe, and as you said, the Pavlich family here. This place was electric tonight. They should be so happy. An amazing racetrack. They were so helpful and so relaxed all night. So hats off to Discovery, Speedway Grand Prix, everybody here.
And what would you say about the performance of the riders you work with on a daily basis in Wrocław? Ty Wolfenden, Dan Bewley, who was making his debut in Speedway Grand Prix, because it seems like it was quite a tough meeting for them.
It definitely was. I mean, as Hans said, this place was, usually it's a little bit more material on the track. It was a little bit slicker tonight, but the racing was still phenomenal. It's the same for everyone, and you got to make good starts, right? So it's the name of the game, and you know, obviously with Ty and Dan as well, you feel for them. You know, it's the first Grand Prix of the year. For Dan, it was probably just like, he's so stoked to be here and have this opportunity. He's just a sponge. He soaks it up, and you're going to see a lot of Dan Bewley. So just keep your eyes out for him. Ty, probably not the start that he was looking for at all. I would be feeling for him a lot right now, and yeah, you want to try to help him to fix it, but there's, you know, it is what it is, you know. Magic, everybody knows how I feel about Maciej Janowski, and he holds a special place in my heart, my life, and everything. So I want to see nothing more than that kid stand on top of the podium as well.
Exactly. I didn't mention Maciej Janowski. Of course, he came in second today. That was a great opening for him as well. And we know how much he seek for this first medal in his career in World Championship, right?
Absolutely. It's a long year. It's a marathon, not just one race. So yeah, hats off.
Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining us tonight at this FIM Speedway Grand Prix. Round 1, that was a pleasure to talk to you. And we hope that all Speedway fans out there have enjoyed this night as much as we have. We would love to see you next time, and in 2 weeks' time we'll be in Warsaw for round 2, FIM Speedway Grand Prix. Thank you so much for joining us, and till the next time.